T is on the move.
One of my favorite aspects of teaching at a community college is the diversity in our students. My name is Suzanne Chavez. I teach Spanish at Rogue Community College. I have students who are teenagers and others who are senior citizens. There are students who are on a vocational track and others who want to continue on at a four-year institution. For a while, all of these different students come together in my class with their common goal. I have fun at it, and I have the satisfaction of knowing that I've helped these students on their road to learning Spanish.
At most car dealerships, when you buy a used car and drive it off the lot, you own it. But at Crater Lake Motors, we're proud of our exclusive no-hassle used car guarantee. If you're not happy, bring the car back. We'll fix it or refund your money. It's that simple. Look, we keep our competitors' ads posted in our showroom to prove that Crater Lake Motors offers Southern Oregon's lowest prices on Fords, Ford program cars, and used cars and trucks. Selection, low price, and a no-hassle guarantee. Why would you buy anyplace else?
Due to a huge return of rental furniture from Universal Studios' production of A River Wild, we are jam-packed with office furniture, and it's got to go. At Office Supply Warehouse, 232 Southwest 8th Street in Grants Pass, we have wall-to-wall executive and secretarial desks and chairs and lots of other office furniture and accessories. Now is the time to save on quality office furniture. It's a rental furniture clearance sale now at Office Supply Warehouse, 232 Southwest 8th Street, Grants Pass. These low, low prices are cash and carry only. Hurry for the best selections. At Orley's, the heat is on with blazing sale prices on all Avalon wood and pellet stoves. Avalon is the name for quality heating systems. When you want clean, convenient, reliable heat, it's time for the Avalon 900 pellet stove or insert featuring the one-touch ignition system. Avalon 900, the world's most advanced wood pellet stove, is on sale now at Orley's. Orley's carries the Orley Premium brand Golden Fire pellets. Get blazing sale prices on Avalon with tremendous factory incentives now at Orley's Stoves on Crater Lake Highway, Medford.
This game is brought to you by OSAA and U.S. Bank.
The Ashland Grizzlies have been there and won the state title twice.
We knew we're going to win. We always know we're going to win, and that's why we do win.
For the third year in a row, Ashland's sophisticated offense has led it to the state championship game.
We're just trying to come back one more time.
And they're back against their conference rival, North Medford. The Black Tornado preserved its spot in the final by tipping this Grants Pass potential game-winning pass.
It's what we've been wanting, you know, to meet this team and meet Ashland, you know, and kind of get a little revenge. So, I mean, it's coming true.
The two best teams in the Southern Oregon Conference are the two best teams in the state.
You know how many teams are playing next Saturday?
24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 18, 40, 30, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In the spirit of the Northwest, live from Autzen Stadium in Eugene, Oregon, KATU Channel 2 Sports presents live coverage of the 1993 OSAA U.S. Bank Class 4A State High School Football Championship. The Ashland Grizzlies versus the North Medford Black Tornado. Now, Channel 2 Sports Director Lou Gellos.
And a pleasant good afternoon to you, everyone. I'm Lou Gellos. Joining me, Oregon City head coach Ed Burton with us once again for the state title game. And I think we have a barn burner for you. A game featuring the Ashland Grizzlies here for the third straight time to the state title game. Yes, if there's a dynasty in Oregon high school football now, it is the Ashland Grizzlies. But if there's a dynasty in all the history of Oregon high school football, it has to be North Medford, previously known as Medford. They've been here 31 times into the playoffs.
Lou, the Black Tornado has come back. This is their 13th appearance in the championship game. And as we look at the records back ever since way back in 1909, Ashland and Medford have played 99 times. This is the 100th meeting of these two teams.
And it's coming in a game for the state championship. Well, they're familiar with each other because they come from the same conference. The passing offense of Ashland, the running offense of North Medford. But since they know each other so well, can we expect to see some little changes for this title game?
Lou, this is going to be a great matchup of coaches. Ashland loves to run. Loves to pass. North Medford leads all records in interceptions for the playoffs. North Medford likes to run. I think you're going to see Ashland jitterbugging in and out with a 9-man front, an 8-man front, a 7-man front. It's going to be great to see how these two coaches adjust for this game.
And if somebody was going to look at the coaches, we all know Ed would be that guy. Well, we've had rain here in the Eugene area for the last couple of days. I mean, non-stop rain. But guess what? It's stopped now for the game. Jerry Murphy will be on the sidelines all afternoon, and I guess that's good news, eh, Jerry?
I think so, Lou. The artificial surface here at Autzen Stadium, like you said, has been getting pounded relentlessly by the rain, but you can walk around on this stuff, even stomp on it, and you can't raise a drop of water. That's because it goes right through the surface into a drainage system below the playing surface. Things are dry now, and as long as we don't get a big downpour or terribly rainy weather, conditions should be good for both of these teams, Lou.
Okay, Jerry, thank you very much. Now let's join public address announcer Dick Lee.
And now, fans, while you're standing, please join in singing our national anthem as it's played by the combined bands of North Medford and Ashland.
So the 100th meeting between North Medford and Ashland is set to begin. The opening kickoff for the 4A state championship after this.
High school activities like track, football, basketball, and cheerleading are kept vital and alive by the OSAA, with a little help from U.S. Bank. In fact, these are the kind of activities we enthusiastically support.
How can your Bi-Mart membership card bring holiday cheer? Keep your holiday memories with Scotch Film. Right now, 35mm 24 exposure rolls are $1.97 each with coupon. Or Scotch videotape 3-packs with 20 total recording hours are $6.99 each with coupon. And right now, all Timex watches in stock are 20% off Bi-Mart's already low everyday price with coupon. Coupon prices are good through Sunday the 19th only at Bi-Mart, where it's easy to beat the high cost of living during the holidays and every day.
Did you know that while you're watching the Grizz bring home the gold, there's a home out there where the Director of Operations for Camp Creek Farms lives? She's a student in the ACE program at Ashland High School. Without ACE and Camp Creek Farms, she along with her friends would probably be somewhere else other than school. That's right, those fine Camp Creek Farms products that your family loves and enjoys in so many different ways are product of Ashland High School's ACE program.
We're proud to bring them to you. So when you buy Camp Creek Farms, you're giving us more than just dollars. You're giving us a dream we wouldn't otherwise have.
To reveal the truth behind the lies,
We're not afraid of a fight.
you have to get close. Maureen O'Boyle and A Current Affair. No one gets as close.
Weeknights at 7:30 on KOBI.
And welcome back to Ashland, where North Medford has just gone through its pregame ritual in the end zone to the right. You now see them huddled at the 35-yard line. They've got their orange helmets on now, but those helmets are covering a number of shaved heads, Ed Burton.
I can relate to those guys down there. They've got some interesting things going for the playoffs. They've got some shaved heads. They've got some earrings. They've got a lot of excitement in the Tornado, the Black Tornado team right now. It's good for that group of kids.
And that is the Ashland Grizzlies there, a chunk of them that will be on the kickoff team. There's our referee, the white hat, Carl Heisler. Dave Riley is the umpire, the linesman Jim Alex, and the line judge Will Clark. officiating crew out of the Portland area. And while we were away in the commercial break, they did have the toss of the coin, and Ashland will kick off to begin the game. North Medford will receive to the right. Number 32 is Jason Robustelli, who will kick off for Ashland. Jason, one of the few juniors, he's a senior this year, but one of the few juniors who actually saw consistent playing time for Ashland last year. This was a senior-dominated team last year, and they're still back with a whole new crop of seniors. And
watch the kickoff, Lou. Robustelli may kick off right from there. Now if he breaks his team from the huddle, they're getting ready to go out.
The Tualatin Valley Building Supply kickoff for the state championship game, Ashland versus North Medford. Kind of a squibby kick that is taken at the 10-yard line. That's North Medford's Matt Davis, who has been a real hero in the playoffs, and Davis carries out to about the 26-yard line. Here's the offensive lineup for North Medford, brought to you by the Ron Tonkin family of dealerships. Colin O'Neill will be at quarterback. Harry Curtis, Jason Geary in the backfield. The ends, Jeff Costanza and Brian Miller, and Mike Mahar at the wide receiver spot. There's the offensive line that have opened the holes for this run-oriented offense for North Medford. First down, 10 yards to go at the 27, let's call it 28-yard line for North Medford to begin things. Second man through for North Medford. Big hole. That's Kerry Curtis. Curtis to midfield and beyond into Ashland territory.
Kerry Curtis was the Southern Oregon Conference Offensive Player of the Year. An outstanding job. A nice trap play that time by the line. Here comes the right guard over. Great block on number 44.
Curtis with 6 touchdowns in the playoffs. He's a Southern Oregon Conference All-Star, and he was also the Offensive Player of the Year. Here's the Ashland defensive line as we take a look at the Ron Tonkin family of dealerships defensive lineup. There are the linebackers and the secondary. Here's the first man through for North Medford. This time, not much chance for any yards there. Mike Douglas for Ashland there to make the stop.
Fullback number 34, Geary, running the football that time.
Geary averaging just over 7 yards per carry.
Medford came out with a unique formation that time, Lou. They had 3 receivers lined up in tandem over on the far right-hand side of the field. Here they come this way to the left now. Here they are again. This is a little bit new for the Black Tornado.
And as you said, we expect to see some strange alignments. North Medford, the quick pass to the third man back. Each other receiver picks off a defensive back, and that allows Matt Davis to gain yardage, and he's close to that first down marker. Casey Curtis, number 44, made the stop. Here it is again, Ed.
Now watch, we talked about the Tornado being a running team. Here so far they've come out with a strange formation and thrown the ball. Matt Davis, an outstanding player for the Tornado, scored the first touchdown last week.
Now a more conventional alignment. The yardage was good for the first down to the 36-yard line. North Medford marching right downfield against Ashland to begin things. Second man through. That's Kerry Curtis. Curtis stuffed at the line of scrimmage, falls forward for maybe a couple of yards. The interior line led by David Bokanugan, number 2, and number 55 for North Medford.
Fredrickson, Lou, will be in that Tornado backfield all day long. Fredrickson's outstanding linebacker for the Grizzlies.
Fredrickson, number 55, who you saw a moment ago. Second down. 8 yards to go for North Medford. This is Matt Davis, and Davis nailed behind the line of scrimmage. Number 76, Darren Gaston, and number 55, C.G. Fredrickson there to make the stop.
Fredrickson will have a lot of tackles today. Notice, Lou, on the Grizzly side of the ball, there are a lot of players that go both ways for Ashland. On the Medford side of the ball, you'll see almost a whole new team come in when they switch sides.
Colin O'Neill, 5'11" senior quarterback for North Medford. 2 touchdown passes in the playoffs, most of the scoring coming via the ground, and that's what O'Neill's going to try to do there, but the Ashland defense has none of that. Casey Curtis, number 44, was there. So was Justin Anderson and Ethan Titus, all for Ashland.
Ashland doing a very good job of not falling for a formation read. Medford went out and had those 3 receivers out wide to the right that time, and then quarterback comes back to the left.
And you saw Casey Curtis there fight off 2 offensive blockers to get out there to help and make the tackle. Well, North Medford's going to have to punt now, 4th and 7. At least they're in the punting formation. And the reason we can say at least they're in the formation is because the quarterback does the punting. So you never know what's going to happen with North Medford. Good coverage by the Black Tornado inside the 5-yard line. We'll be back to see Ashland's first offensive possession after this.
SOS. The Big Four on Central has a serious overstock situation. With 4 new car franchises, including Honda, Pontiac, Suzuki, and Isuzu, program cars from General Motors and Honda, and hundreds of used cars and trucks, well, there just isn't enough room. We must sell cars and trucks to make more room. So you can drive a new 94 Honda Accord for only $227 a month. SOS. It's a serious overstock situation at the Big Four on Central. Through this weekend only. Lithia, Honda, Pontiac, Suzuki, Isuzu.
Office furniture? Then give yourself a promotion during the year-end office furniture sale at Trim. Stop into the new, expanded Trim Office Furniture showroom and save on office chairs from $99. Oak or walnut double pedestal desks from $149. So if your office furniture needs updating, save today at the year-end office furniture sale at Trim Office Furniture, 125 West Jackson, just off Central Medford. Now that's an office.
On the kick, the ball as it flew through the air was caught in midair by a Black Tornado player. The Tornado has to let the ball hit the ground before it's touched by a punting team player. They didn't do that, so they had a penalty. Now they're having to kick over.
And they got the kick away, did Colin O'Neill. Right to number 4, Ethan Titus, but he had nowhere to go. And Titus is nailed. There's Ethan Titus, the 6', 170-pound senior for Ashland.
That ended up being almost a 20-yard penalty, Lou, by the time the kick is done. Ashland gets out of a big hole as a result of that penalty.
Remember, the ball was recovered inside the 5-yard line. Here are the Ron Tonkin family of dealerships, backs and receivers for Ashland. Jeremy Steinman, the quarterback. There's the offensive line that protects him so well in this passing attack. We'll get to the defense for North Medford in just a moment. 1st and 10 for Ashland at the 19-yard line. Remember, the ball was inside the 5 before that penalty, so that penalty paid off for Ashland. That offensive play did not pay off too well for Ashland. Number 2, David Buchanugan, only for a couple of yards. Mike Healy, number 56, from his left end spot. There he is. The Ron Tonkin family of dealerships giving you the defensive lineups. There's the linebacking core for North Medford. We should see a little switching around there and the 3 defensive backs, but many times we'll see 4 DBs in for North Medford. As Ed said at the top of the broadcast, this defensive core leads the state in playoff interceptions. We'll detail that as the afternoon goes on. 2nd down, here's Buchanugan. One of the few juniors, now a senior. He saw consistent time last year, trying to get back to the state title for a 3rd straight time. Josh Szigeti making the stop, and Buchanugan's about 3 yards shy of the 1st down.
Buchanugan is going to be a player we see a lot of. Number 2, he will shift out of his backfield formation as the Grizzlies come to the line. Here he is now out as a slot back to the right side. Very key player for the Grizz.
Last year when we watched Ashland, Buchanugan was almost always a receiver. Fumbled ball.
Fumble.
The Tornado have it. Jeremy Steinman took a step to his right and lost the quarterback snap. The snap from center, and the ball bobbled to the turf, and there's the first big break of the game. North Medford, here it is again. It actually hit the helmet of a North Medford player, and number 44,
Dylan Duran. Coach Dylan Duran made an outstanding play there. Number 44 for the Black Tornado.
So the first big turnover of the game. Excellent field position for North Medford at the 29-yard line. Give up the middle. Not much going there. Kerry Curtis, or maybe 2 yards if he's lucky. Ryan Hayslip, number 61, and Casey Curtis, number 44, on the stop.
On the play, 2nd down 9.
Lou,
Now Kerry Curtis comes out.
It's fun to watch Coach Rumry send the plays in. He gets excited down there on the sideline. He calls that play, pushes his player out onto the field, and that's a whale. A kid has to be in great shape to take that pushing around.
Another run for North Medford. This is Matt Davis. You know, Matt Davis actually is the backup really to Kerry Curtis, but Davis in the playoffs has a 69-yard run for a touchdown, a 59-yard run for a touchdown, a 68-yard run for a touchdown, and another 68-yard run for a touchdown. So he's put up some big numbers on some big plays for North Medford in just the playoffs.
Lou, last week I saw the second play from
North Medford wants to take advantage of this field position, and Coach Ron Rumry calls timeout, wants to talk to his players. We'll take the opportunity to take a timeout as well. We'll be back to Watson Stadium after this.
Biomass One has remodeled its wood waste collection site in another effort to improve our environment. Biomass One makes it even easier, safer, and faster for you to dispose of your clean wood waste, a service still provided free to the public. Biomass One will convert your clean wood waste into steam and electricity. Biomass One also produces agri-mulch, a natural, important organic soil additive. Biomass One is committed to a clean environment. Our wood waste collection site is open year-round, across from the water tower on Avenue G in White City. Biomass One, a waste-to-energy company.
For the past 11 years, Butler Ford has sold more trucks in Southern Oregon than any other dealer.
Butler knows trucks.
That gives Butler buying power and the muscle to offer the lowest prices and a huge selection.
Butler knows trucks.
Take hold of a powerful Ford Ranger pickup for just $79.95. Butler even delivers their trucks to anywhere you live. That's power. Butler Ford, Southern Oregon's truck authority. Period. North I-5 Interchange, Ashland.
Welcome back to Autzen Stadium. North Medford back at the line of scrimmage about the 27-yard line. And now they're going to pass. Wide open in the end zone, number 81, Brian Miller. Touchdown, North Medford.
Outstanding play by the Tornado. So far in their game, in their plays, Lou, they've run misdirection. That time they set up, faked a misdirection, a play-action pass, and hit Miller right down the middle. There's nobody around him. Number 81 sneaks into the goal line.
They must have seen something because it comes right after the timeout. They knew something was going on. Point after conversion is up and good. And North Medford takes the lead 7-0. We'll be back after this.
The higher standard of tomorrow is here today at your Southern Oregon Cadillac dealers. Introducing the all-new 1994 DeVille by Cadillac. Featuring an innovative airbag system that provides supplemental protection for not one, not two, but all three front seat passengers. Visit Skinner Cadillac, Rowe Motors GM, West One Auto Center, and Spire Sales, and see the all-new DeVille by Cadillac, creating a higher standard.
Are you buying or selling a home? Maybe refinancing at today's low interest rates? Then you'll need the title and escrow services of Jackson County Title, the leader in the Rogue Valley. Let our friendly professional staff guide you through the escrow process in one of our 3 convenient locations, in Medford, East Medford, or Ashland. We make your transaction as convenient as possible. Whether you have a home to sell or a large commercial project to insure, choose the professionals at Jackson County Title. You're entitled to the best.
Welcome back. Well, we know it's going to be a close game because there are points in the playoffs scored by each of these two teams. There's only a 2-point difference, so we expect to see a high-scoring game. And at 7-0, Ashland gets its second chance to answer. North Medford taking advantage of the turnover to put it in for the touchdown. Kind of a short kick. This is number 80, Emmett Markulis. And Emmett trying to turn the corner, but he was unable to do so. Excellent work by William Salade, who gets down there to make the stop. Jerry Murphy's working the sidelines. Jerry, that timeout came at a perfect time for North Medford.
They definitely saw something, Lou, and just a note about the guy who caught the pass, number 81, Brian Miller. He's the guy who saved the game with a defensive play in the semifinals last week in that overtime game against Grants Pass. He knocked away a desperation final toss by Grants Pass. Big play defense last week, big play offense today. Lou?
1st and 10 for Ashland now, inside their own 20 at about the 19. A little misdirection. Here's Buchanugan, breaks through the middle. Buchanugan to the 35. Buchanugan pulled down by the secondary. Dylan Duran, number 44, picks him off.
Both teams, Lou, are using misdirection. Both teams are using misdirection early in the game. Fake the ball, fake a handoff one way, handoff to another back after in some type of trap action.
So spot the ball at the 37-yard line for Ashland. Pickup of nearly 20 yards. Now just a single back. A.C.E. Curtis. Fake to Curtis. Steinman gets away from one would-be tackler. Now he's going to have to take it to himself across the 40-yard line. Jason Mentier with the stop. Steinman did a good job of getting out of the way of the oncoming rush.
Last week, Lou, against Centennial, Ashland had a tough time in the first half picking up stunning linebackers. That's exactly what happened that time as a linebacker came through and put an awful lot of pressure on Steinman.
It was Josh Seghetti who nearly got to Steinman. Steinman to throw. Looking across the middle. Overshot Buchanugan, or maybe underthrew number 26, Micah Wolf. Buchanugan on the left there was out there, and so was Wolf. Nevertheless, it's incomplete. And actually, upon closer inspection, that's number 3, Todd Coffey, who was out there, not Buchanugan. Both single-digit numbers on that receiving corps, sometimes tough to pick up.
Lou, sometime during this game, for the people watching, if we get a shot of Steinman as he drops back and pass, what a classic, perfect example of technique for a quarterback. His feet are constantly moving. He has excellent arm action, and watch in the drop back.
Little jitterbug there.
Oh.
Across the middle. That is Wolf.
Todd Coffey.
Todd Coffey, the same player I misidentified a moment ago. Coffey coming across from the near side, takes the pass going the other way, and he's got first down yardage for Ashland.
That's a little delay route over the middle of the field. Steinem drops back, waits for the linebackers to get deep into their drops, and then Coffey comes underneath the linebackers against the grain. An outstanding play by the Ashland Grizzlies.
Now the Grizzlies lining up 3 receivers to the near side. Coffey out of the screen now. Now you see just 2. Buchanugan's in the slot. Single running back. That's Casey Curtis, and Curtis bowling along the line doesn't get much. That entire front of North Medford of Healy and Seghetti and Fenton all there to stop him.
Dan Fenton, the lead tackle for North Medford.
Fenton's brother, Bob, plays for the University of Montana, so there's some football history in that family. That's Dylan Duran, who was also there for the stop, number 44. We'll call it no gain. 2nd and 10 for Ashland. Now Steinman wants to pass. Wide open. Todd Coffey again is splitting the defenders there. Kerry Curtis, number 42, was there to make the stop.
Ashland has come out a little bit tentative again today, Lou. Last week against Centennial, they were a little bit off timing. Passes were a little short, passes were a little long. Don't count these guys out. They believe that in their offensive scheme, they can catch up quickly at any time in the ball game.
Well, in the last 4 or 5 of their ball games, they've had to come from behind, and they have. There's the wide open spot, and boy, Casey Curtis has gone all the way. Curtis had to break 3 tackles on the sidelines there, and he snapped his way through, and this game is 1-point ball game.
Again, the coaches are doing a great job of maneuvering the opponent's defense. This time, Ashland comes out with trips to the right. North Medford shifts over, and here comes Steinman running the option back to the left. After the pitch to Curtis, there's only one tackler left, and that young man gets blocked. Number 29 almost makes a saving tackle there, but Casey Curtis drives it on into the end zone for the Grizzlies.
Eric Williams, that one last player for North Medford who tried to make the stop. The point after is blocked. William Salade. So North Medford maybe gives up the big play, but they come up with a big play to maintain the lead.
You never know when something like that's going to determine the outcome of the game. Last week, North Medford Grants Pass, overtime. A play like that could come into the play at any time, and it also is a big motivator. This is a momentum thing where they've scored, yes, but North Medford comes right back with a big play.
It's not surprising that there are big plays when you consider the number of players on both teams that were Southern Oregon Conference All-Stars. Those 4 Ashland players were, and these North Medford players, there were only 13 first-team All-Stars, and 9 of those players come from these 2 teams. So no surprise that we get big plays like that.
Tremendous athletes. Both schools doing a tremendous job of preparing their athletes for this game.
That's Matt Davis, who is back to receive the kickoff from Jason Robustelli. As I mentioned, kickoff returns. Well, I mentioned Matt Davis's offensive prowess of big runs, 50, 60 yards in the playoffs. His kickoff average is about 29 yards per kickoff, so it's no surprise that they try to kick away from him, and the ball goes out of bounds, and that will benefit North Medford.
Well, it was touched by North Medford and before it rolled out of bounds, so Ashland gets a tremendous roll here. Ball's out of bounds on about the 15-yard line. North Medford 85 yards away from pay dirt now.
North Medford with a tremendous history in the state playoffs, mainly because they've been there so many times, as you see. They have not won in the 90s, though. They won in the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, but they're looking for that. Well, here's the reverse. 25 is Matt Davis, and Ashland snuffed that one out fairly well, and when all is said and done, there's probably no gain. Justin Anderson and Ethan Titus came up from their defensive back spots to make the stop.
Long run sideways, Lou. It's a tremendous play. Matt Davis has great speed. It's just that, again, these coaches, these players, they know each other really well, and they don't fall for the trick plays as they unfold. Outstanding defensive job by the Grizzlies that time.
2nd and 10 for North Medford. 3 receivers to the top of the screen now, the reverse of that formation we saw earlier. They fake the pass and then try to go up the middle, but Ashland would have none of that. Colin O'Neill, the quarterback, looked to those 3 receivers where he had thrown the ball the last time we saw the formation, but he didn't throw it this time.
I don't think that was a fake, Lou. I think that was a defensive outstanding player over there, jumped in front of where the pass was going, and Colin O'Neill held that ball up, said, whoa, I don't want to throw out there. Wrong colored jersey out there.
Mike Douglas and Brett Summers nailed Colin O'Neill. So an obvious passing situation for North Medford with 8 yards to go, but they've been able to pick up that kind of yardage on the ground, but now they're going to have to pick up more because it appears they took too much time, and they'll pick off 5 yards.
Delay a game, dead ball on the offense, still got 3rd down.
Ashland getting tremendous advantage here now from field position. Medford has their backs to the wall a little bit. The other end of the field looks a long way away. Medford needs a lot of composure right here. Needs to get a 1st down.
O'Neill wants to throw out to the right side, but number 8 is Mike Mahar, and the ball's not close for him.
A lot of pressure that time by the Robustelli. Coming from his defensive end position, puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Now it's punt time for the Tornado.
And Jerry Murphy's working the sidelines. Jerry?
Lou, just a note on Jason Robustelli. He has a shoulder problem that he worsened during practice during the week, but you can see Jason Robustelli did a nice job there putting the pressure on the quarterback. So he is playing hurt, doing a fine job so far.
Colin O'Neill, the quarterback, but also the punter for North Medford, averaging nearly 38 yards per kick. This one's a high one, and it is sending number 4, Ethan Titus, back, makes the fair catch at midfield. And Ashland will begin things 1 yard away from North Medford territory.
Just where Ashland likes to be. They like to have the ball on offense. They can strike anytime. I'm really kind of looking pretty soon here. Coach Nagel is going to call and go downtown with the ball. He's going to try to get a quick jump on him.
1st and 10 from the 49-yard line for Ashland. First man through, punching is Buchanugan. Buchanugan across midfield, a pickup of 16 yards before Chris Oakes came from the free safety spot to stop him.
Quarterback Steinman making it look like a drop back for a pass. Buchanugan takes a draw, what we call a draw play, and he gains about almost 15 yards on that carry.
Buchanugan has carried 4 times for 41 yards in the game already. We're still in the first quarter. This will be the last play of the first quarter as we're inside 5 seconds. See if they get the snap off. Second man through. Buchanugan, another big hole into the secondary across the 25 down to the 22-yard line for Ashland. Casey Curtis with the stop.
Lou, you notice Buchanugan doesn't do a whole lot of bouncing side to side. He finds the hole, and then he says, listen, where are those black jerseys? I'm just going to keep right on running. It's going to take a bunch of you to get us down. There are about 6 black Tornado right there that are trying to bring him down.
Well, that's the end of the first quarter. When we come back, we'll switch sides. North Medford leading by 1, 7-6.
Teaching to me has been one of the most challenging, rewarding, frustrating, and fun careers that I could imagine. My name is Gary Gates, and I've worked for the last 20 years at Rogue Community College teaching anatomy and physiology. I feel like a master craftsman. I can take these people from the beginning and follow them all the way through. This is something I think that is unique to community colleges and provides teachers here with a very, very challenging situation.
A friendly message about recycling from your friends at Ashland Sanitary Service. Who can recycle?
Anyone who would like to.
What garbage is recyclable?
Newsprint, aluminum, cardboard, motor oil, and metals.
Where is recyclable garbage taken to?
Ashland Sanitary Service provides weekly curbside pickup. Simply sort recyclables and place alongside garbage.
Why bother recycling?
To reduce waste going into landfill.
Pick up on recycling, brought to you by Ashland Sanitary Service.
Welcome back to Autzen Stadium. A 7-6 score after the first quarter. North Medford, boy, this is a game of big plays so far.
Lou, I'm really impressed. Coach Rod Rummery takes a timeout early, goes out onto the field, and it looked like he was kind of drawing in the ground right there, comes up with a big touchdown play, and then turned right around after the Ashland touchdown and a point after block. What a great excitement for the entire team. Steinman comes up a little bit short on his throw.
He was looking for Casey Curtis out of the backfield, but the ball's a little shy. But North Medford, you have to stiffen up that defense now with the ball at the 22-yard line. Jerry Murphy.
Lou, playing pass defense there was number 75 for North Medford, Travis Christian. He's made a tremendous comeback from a serious knee injury. He's missed about 6 weeks with a torn medial collateral ligament. A great job of coming back. He was not expected to play, but he was in on that play, and he was defending the pass. Back to you.
Steinman had trouble with the snap. The ball was loose, but I think Steinman got it back. Yes, Steinman did. Let's take a closer look at this. Hits him right in the face.
Well, not a bad snap. That ball was right on the face mask where a center should have put it. He's centering that ball blind anyway. That's a good job.
And our Mobile Homes Incorporated, Value Mobile Homes First Hope. First down's about even. The rushing yardage clearly in Ashland's favor, which is kind of a surprise since they're a passing team, and North Medford with the passing advantage, and they're clearly a running team. So you're dead on.
We talked about that
They're
earlier.
going to change things up. We'll get a closer look at those in a moment here, since we had to slide by them so fast. Steinman looking for somewhere to pitch, and he was lucky he didn't pitch it to a North Medford player.
Now, there was a great job of scouting during the week. Lou, this is called a shuffle play or a shovel pass, where a runner coming up underneath, that'd be Buchanugan, number two, coming underneath. But you see how they knock him off track. Now Steinman's trying to make the handoff or the pitch forward, and it goes awry, goes down on the floor. But that was not a fumble. And now the Ashland Grizzlies lining up to punt, turn the ball back over to the Tornado.
Nathan Pulte, the center, inside the 10, and it goes out of bounds at the 7-yard line for Pulte.
This is another great example of how Coach Jim Nagel doesn't miss anything. Kicking game, very important.
And we'll elaborate on that with 10:26 to go in the first half when we return to Autzen Stadium after this.
High school activities like track, football, basketball, and cheerleading are kept vital and alive by the OSAA, with a little help from U.S. Bank. In fact, these are the kind of activities we enthusiastically support.
For over 30 years, Cascade Electric Motor has kept Southern Oregon and Northern California moving. Specializing in electric motor repair and rewinding, Cascade Electric Motor is the leader in sales and service for all your industrial, commercial, and residential needs. From swimming pool pumps to irrigation pumps, you get the best in new and rebuilt electrical equipment from Cascade Electric Motor Service, 1225 Court Street, Medford. Call toll-free anywhere in Oregon and Northern California.
Welcome back to Autzen Stadium, where the North Medford Black Tornado lead the #1 rank for the entire year, Ashland Grizzlies, 7-6. Ashland may have defeated North Medford in the last 7 or 8 meetings between these two schools, but most of the games have been very, very close.
I think the last game, Lou, was like 36-33 or something like that.
Right.
Lots of points scored. These two teams, very offensive-minded teams. We mentioned, Lou, just before we took the break, the kicking game of Ashland. If you'll remember, on the kickoff, North Medford gets the ball inside the 15-yard line. Now here on the punt, now they've got the ball on the 11-yard line. So it's a tremendous job of field position provided by the Ashland Grizzlies kicking teams.
So two of the key assistant coaches for both squads. You know, Ashland's head coach Jim Nagel does not stand on the sidelines during the game. He'll be upstairs where he can get this kind of view on the game, and he likes doing that and has done that all season. First down, first man through is Kerry Curtis with the ball. Actually, Kerry was the second man who the ball was faked to. Darren Gaston made the stop. Jason Geary, number 34, was the ball carrier. Brian Hayslip there also for the stop. So not much going there.
Well, they actually lost
about a
little
yard.
over a yard, and Ashland defense doing an outstanding job right here.
You just can't discount the importance of field position. If Ashland keeps pushing North Medford back like this and forcing them to have long drives, then they'll be in a position of also getting the ball on punts near midfield and having a much shorter drive for them.
That's exactly right. Of course, now, this is how you really win the ball game if you're the Tornado. Take the ball on the 10-yard line and get a 90-yard drive that eats up the entire clock. The way you're going to beat Ashland is to keep their offense off the field. But so far, we haven't made many yards. The Tornado hasn't made many yards on this series. They've got to pick up their offense here a little bit.
They picked up 2 on the last play, but now we'll have to go And if there's a big play running back for them, it is Matt Davis, who we've already enumerated the number of big runs he's had, but that time he's only lucky to get a couple before being pushed out of bounds by Buchanugan and Todd Coffey, number 2 and 3 of Ashland.
Watch on the replay here, Lou. There'll be 10 out of 11 white jerseys that are around Davis as he goes out of bounds. They have tremendous defensive pursuit. Here come all the white jerseys right now. Look at them all over the place. Sure, he made a few yards, but he didn't get the first down. Now the Tornado has to punt.
And Colin O'Neill, the quarterback, will punt. His longest punt of the year was 60 yards, and it could come at a good time now if he can duplicate that. Another kind of wobbly kick fielded at about the 48-yard line by Ethan Titus. Titus to the far side. Titus has clear sailing. One man to beat, and Titus, 5, touchdown Ashland.
The worst mistake that the kicking team can make is to give up outside containment to the receiver. On that play, Titus gets outside the contain man. And after that, he's just such a talented athlete. There he is right there. He gets outside Matt Davis. Now watch this block right here coming up on the screen. Right there by number 2. Buchanugan. He does everything. Titus turns on the Jets. From there, it's just a foot race. Great effort by Ethan Titus. That was a tremendous run by that young man.
Ashland will go for 2 points. Remember, they missed the extra point on their first touchdown, so now they're going to try to pull things back even here. Steinman, little lob timing route to Buchanugan, no good. So North Medford comes up big twice on extra point opportunities, but Ashland, with the big special teams play, the punt returned by Ethan Titus. Ashland grabs the lead 12-7. We'll return to Autzen after this.
Ross Johnston knows tires. Ross Johnston knows passenger car and truck tires. Ross Johnston knows mud, snow, and studded tires. Ross Johnston knows RV tires. Ross Johnston knows emergency road service. And most importantly, Ross Johnston knows exactly the tires your vehicle needs. Since 1954, Ross Johnston Tire Sales has been there for you. This tire season, go to Ross Johnston Tire Sales, 1896 Highway 66, Ashland.
Before you even think about buying any car, truck, or van, you should know about volume discounts at Airport Chevrolet Geo. Take advantage of our buying power. When Airport Chevrolet Geo buys thousands of vehicles, the savings to the customer is literally thousands of dollars. Come in today and save up to $14,000. A 92 NPC Pontiac Sunbird convertible, only $89.84. That's half the price of the same car new. Only at the home of volume discounts. Airport Chevrolet Geo, Biddle Road, Medford.
12-7, the Ashland Grizzlies grabbing their first lead of the game, but they've had trouble converting the extra points. The first one was blocked, so they went for 2 this time, and the little timing route to Robustelli broken up by North Medford. So now Jason Robustelli will kick off to that man, Matt Davis. Davis averaging nearly 29 yards per kickoff for North Medford's Black Tornado.
Lou, I know it's early in the game, but this is a very critical part in the game, a time in the game for the Tornado. The Ashland has just scored, and that's Curtis returning the ball.
Mike Douglas with the stop, and Kerry Curtis. Not much room there, and they'll mark the ball at the 27-yard line, and that's where North Medford enjoying probably their best field position in quite a few possessions, actually.
Lou, high school football is such a game of emotions. And right now, if the Grizzlies get another turnover, if the Grizzlies make something big happen here on defense, or if the Tornado can't get a first down, that's going to be an emotional setback for them. Important time right now for the Black Tornado.
Kerry Curtis, the ball carrier, to the far side.
Looks like we've come up with a penalty for the Tornado. That's usually some type of procedure penalty or motion penalty for the offense.
C.G. Fredrickson made the stop. That's Carl Heisler, the referee for today's game. 3 penalties in the game on North Medford for a total of 25 yards. And that's just what they didn't need when they're trying to establish some field
Illegal
position.
motion on the offense. We're going to have first down. 81.
Well, as usual, our statewide broadcast of the state championship game being carried on KATU in Portland, KVAL in Eugene, and KOBI in North Medford. Welcome all of you to this afternoon's state championship game, the 100th meeting between North Medford and Ashland. Now looking for the long pass, and there's the big play by Titus. Titus, the man who returned the punt for the touchdown, nearly coming up with an interception. It falls incomplete. Ball intended for Matt Davis, but Colin O'Neill's pass, luckily for him at least, falls incomplete.
Titus just comes up with another great play here. He's been watching the pros on the weekend come up with those one-handed catches. Watch him get up in the air. Almost pulls that ball in with one hand.
And he was lucky that Brian Miller, the other receiver down there, almost came up with the rebound of that.
That Brian Miller's a big, big football player.
Option for O'Neill, but nowhere to go. Mike Douglas and a host of other Ashland Grizzlies there to stop him. Looked like he wanted to pitch for a second, and then there was nowhere to pitch it.
In watching these two teams warm up and some of the games they played during the season, if there are any two teams that play the option well, it's these two teams right here. Last week against Centennial lives and dies on the option, and the Grizzlies in the second half shut them down so badly, made big key plays against the option.
Well, the running team likes to throw if they can, and that one falls incomplete again. Matt Davis out there looking for it. Michael Wolf was defending, and North Medford will be forced to kick once again. So, as you said at the top of this series for North Medford, is momentum going to swing? Well, Ashland stopped him.
Ashland stopped him again, and look at the change, Lou. 4th and 15. I mean, they're not even close to a first down. So this has got to be a little bit devastating to the Tornado. Again, you've got to keep the Grizzly offense off the field if you're going to win the game.
O'Neill punting to Ethan Titus. This one's high to the 40-yard line.
Here it comes again. Another alley set over there. Oh.
But not enough room to get away from number 28 for North Medford, Damon Dogler. And North Medford and Ashland continue their rivalry with 7:18 to go in the first half. We'll return to Autzen Stadium after this.
Don't touch that phone. I'm watching the Bears here. It might be the Naumes guys. One more of the Kubotas.
Touchdown savings on Kubota products now at Naumes Equipment. Score on Kubota mowers, tillers, and generators, even Kubota tractors.
I sure outsmarted those Naumes guys this time. Who are these Naumes guys anyway?
Celebrate the holidays in style with beautiful furniture from Joseph Winans. This Friday and Saturday, style is on sale. Famous Lazy Boy recliners, $198. Mastercraft sofas, just $398. Another great holiday value from Joseph Winans, soft leather sofas imported from Italy, an incredible $688. Country oak wood rockers, $188. Joseph Winans holiday celebration this Friday and Saturday, 9 to 8 both days. Main and Fur in Medford.
Welcome back to Autzen Stadium. Lou Gellos along with Oregon City head coach Ed Burton. The score isn't surprising. It's close. We expected a close game, but the fact that North Medford's trying to do things through the air and Ashland's sticking on the ground, that's the opposite of what we're used to from these two teams.
Lou, it's an exciting way for this game to make adjustments. Both coaches, first of all, they've got to be able to do that during the week, but at the same time, they're very capable of doing both sides, both run and pass.
Casey Curtis, number 44, the ball carrier there. Casey, 5'11", 208 pounds. He's a senior. In fact, last week against Centennial, he scored a 24-yard touchdown run. He scored 4 times in the playoffs. Dylan Duran was there for the stop, and so was number 55 there, Dan Fenson.
Lou, we're almost into a quarter and a half of play, and we have yet to see the Grizzlies use the same formation.
Buchanugan trying to break free, churning those legs. He's across the 40 to the 37-yard line. Harry Curtis stopped him. Here's a good look at Buchanugan.
Not real jumpy. He's a very patient runner. He finds the hole, and then he accelerates and gets the most out of his yardage.
And he's not that big, 5'10", 170 pounds, but he makes the most of what he has.
Lou, there are not very many big players on this field. They're just very average-sized football players.
Jeremy Steinman needed to get across the 35-yard line to get the first down, and it would appear that he has it. However, one official has his foot right on the yard line, and there's the first down marker. So, yes, Ashland picks up the first down. Good second effort there, too.
It's a great surge. When you get first downs right in there, you got linemen and some backs making great surges.
And we talk about how Ashland's a passing team and they're running. We still have yet to see them try that big play pass.
Well, I thought I'd see it by now. I know Coach Nagel well enough that he should have tried it a couple times. But then again, Medford knows Coach Nagel. Oh, here it comes.
If he can get away, Todd Coffey out to the near side. That's 44, Casey Curtis. Curtis inside the 20. Well, it wasn't a big pass, but it was for big yardage. Casey Curtis from Jeremy Steinman. Chris Oakes made the stop.
Lou, it could have been a big play. There were 3 receivers, what we call stretching the field vertically, and a couple of them, there are only 2 defenders and 3 receivers. Steinman does a very good job of picking out which receiver is the most open. And Curtis does a good job of running.
And what you didn't see on that replay was Todd Coffey was further down the field and wide open. And one thing we saw in the Centennial game, we probably won't see it here since Ashland is inside the 20. But if Ashland sees that, they're not afraid to try the same play again and go to the other receiver.
Not at all.
Not much yardage there for Ashland. The run up the middle there. Casey Curtis trying to find some room, but he maybe had a yard at best.
Lou, you know, if we're seeing things like that up here from our booth, you know Coach Nagel right down the aisle here a little bit, seeing the same things, and probably a heck of a lot more, truthfully. But he'll see that and come back to it.
To Curtis. Curtis puts his head down inside the 15 to the 10-yard line.
There's that situation again, Lou, where they're putting 3 receivers to one side and then coming back to the weak side or coming back to the opposite side. Earlier in the first quarter, they ran the option and scored a touchdown. Now they come with a little stretch play and pick up good yardage.
How'd you like to be 21 Brian Dorsey there? He's 5'7", 150 pounds, and he has a load in Casey Curtis, 5'11", 208 pounds coming at him. He held on, did Dorsey there, to allow some of his friends to come help him bring him down, but not before he got to the 11-yard line.
I'll tell you what, he's not afraid of him. He might be smaller, but he's not afraid of him.
Get under him! Well, there's a tricky play to Buchanugan. And an equally great job by North Medford to snuff it out.
Tremendous offense and defensive play. Steinman hit early. He threw that, instead of a pitch, he threw that ball overhand. And Buchanugan does a good job catching.
Big Brian Miller, number 81, led the 3 Black Tornado players who stopped Buchanugan. And now they're going to measure here to see if it was enough for the first down. It certainly was close, and that play had big yards written all over it once the pitch or the lateral pass got back to Buchanugan.
Lou, I'm really impressed with this Brian Miller for the Black Tornado. He looks like one of the biggest kids on the field, but as I looked in my program, he's only 6'3", 205 pounds. The biggest kid on the Tornado line is only 220 pounds. That is not a big football team, but I'll tell you what, they're very strong, they're being very physical, and doing an outstanding job all over the field.
So about 6 inches shy of the first down, so Ashland faces 3rd and a foot, let's say.
This really gives Ashland a free down right here. They can take a chance, they can go get the first down right now, but it's hard for North to know what.
Actually, it's 4th down.
4th down.
They hadn't changed the down marker. Now they have. It's 4th down, but Steinman has it for the first down, and Ashland's drive continues. With his first step, he had the first down, and then number 44, Casey Curtis, shoved him in the back just to make sure.
And Buchanugan. But hey, it's those linemen up front that are doing such a great job.
Jeremy Steinman there, number 18, a senior quarterback. Last year, he, as a junior, didn't see much playing time because there was another senior quarterback on this team. In fact, most of these Ashland Grizzlies were second-tier players for the Grizzlies last year, with the exception of Buchanugan and Holtai, the center.
Robustelli.
There's Buchanugan to the 3-yard line. And the final player, you said, yes, Robustelli as a junior saw lots of playing time. But the rest of them were backups, and now they're all starters, and they're back in the title game.
It's an outstanding tribute to the program coached by run by Coach Nagel. I know for a fact those linemen have been in the weight room since the last state playoff game last year, and boy, they're just doing such a tremendous job right now.
Ball at the 3-yard line. Buchanugan is the second back there, and that's to Buchanugan. Buchanugan to the 2. Make it to the 1.
Stop just short of the goal.
Boy, there's some tremendous shoulder pads popping in there. Linemen diving over bodies. A lot of shoulder pad contact down in there.
Travis Christian made the stop. Credit Brett Summers and Darren Gaston, the left side of that Ashland line, for creating the surge, which allowed Buchanugan to get to the 1-yard line.
3 of the linemen for the Ashland Grizzlies were all conference linemen.
Steinman. Touchdown. And our spotter of the booth, Erica McDonald, likes that. Her Ashland Grizzlies have scored again.
Decision time for the Grizzlies now. They're going to go for, looks like they're going to line up for and go for 1. Very interesting. Buchanugan in his offensive strength now lines up, going to kick the extra point. Lou, last week I saw Robustelli line up in practice and kick a 50-yard field goal.
Fake. And he's going to be dropped short. Ethan Titus. Buchanugan went through with the fake kick, but Titus jumped up and tried to run, and Brian Miller, the tight end, the defender, one of the larger players on the field, makes the stop.
I don't know if that was exactly planned as a fake. The snap was a little high. Titus, an outstanding athlete. I don't know if we might have taught him to fumble into the end zone there and maybe get another chance at it. But there's Big Miller, one of the outstanding Tornado players on the field.
So 3 times, Ashland failing to get the extra point. But what they have done is get those 3 touchdowns on the board. And now they lead 18-7 over North Medford.
Again, I can't emphasize enough, the Black Tornado has to really keep their spirits up right here. They can't let down. They let down 1 or 2 times, and it's Ashland will take over quickly.
Ed is for you.
Long distance.
Phone ringing here in the booth.
E.T. come home. E.B. come home.
The second quarter has been the one quarter where Ashland has, I won't say they've had trouble scoring because they've been fairly consistent, but they have not scored as many points in the second quarter as they have in the other ones. And yet in this championship game, this is where they're putting up their points. Another change from what we've grown used to. Here's Matt Davis for North Medford. Not much room on the sidelines there. He does get to the 23-yard line, and number 3, Todd Coffey, knocked him out.
I'm really impressed with Robustelli kicking off. Twice now, or actually 3 times, he has put the ball on the ground where there are no tornadoes to pick it up. It stays inbounds. The ball is live. Anybody can pick it up. And it really has kept the tornado in a hole offensively off the kickoffs.
You've got to look at the assistant coach for Ashland, Dave Kitchell, who, no matter what the weather is always wearing those shorts, and he's like the conduit from Jim Nagel in the booth up here. Here's Matt Davis trying to scoot his way through, and he does. Davis across the 30, approaching the 40-yard line. C.G. Fredrickson made the stop.
C.G. Fredrickson comes all the way over from his middle linebacker spot. Good pursuit by the Grizzlies. Buchanan again, right in the middle of play. He's in the middle of every play, Lou.
Good look at Matt Davis. He comes out and Harry Curtis goes back in. Fake. Pass across the middle. You know that's Brian Miller, the big tight end for North Medford. Todd Coffey trying to stop him. Miller 6'3", 205, and Coffey 5'11", 165. Just the quick drop and hit the tight end coming across the middle.
I'm really impressed with both teams' ability to both run and pass. An outstanding job by both quarterbacks. Colin O'Neill is an outstanding quarterback.
And now North Medford with its best field position really since one of their first drives of the game. They've been mired inside their own 30. They're approaching midfield now at the 45-yard line. And once again, they're going to throw. O'Neill wide open to number 8. That is Mike Mahar. And Mahar is into Ashland territory to the 37-yard line. Todd Coffey made the stop.
We're getting down to 35 seconds left in the half. Ashland's playing off, giving them that soft spot underneath, and making a big area for those passes to be completed by O'Neill.
And that's not a misprint on his position there. Mahar is the backup quarterback, and Mahar again to near the 30-yard line. Michael Wolf with the stop. The clock still running now, stopping at 19 seconds. And North Medford calls timeout now. Their best field position of the second quarter. They're trying to get a quick score here before halftime.
Noticed how fast Coach Rumry was out there on the field after the timeout. For all I know, he's hiding out there in the huddle, helping him out.
There he is.
There he is. He's right there in the middle. All of those guys are bigger than he is, but he's right in there. Remember the last time he called a timeout and went out onto the field? Touchdown, next play. Let's see if he can draw it up again, Lou.
Here's how North Medford got here. I guess it's fair to say we expect them to at least score 27 points since they had 27 twice, 28 once, and then they really blew out Willamette with a 62-30 score.
62 points against Willamette. If we were to look at that same display by the Ashland, Ashland has got 21s on their mind. They beat one team 21, scoring 21 points. They beat the other 3 teams by scoring 42 in each game.
Now North Medford's 2 losses. One was to Grants Pass, as you see. They avenged that last week in the playoffs to get here. They'd like to avenge that other loss to Ashland in the title game, but they need to score here before the half. 19 seconds to go. Let's see if Rumry came up with some big play here for his Black Tornado.
I'm going to keep a close eye on Miller over here at the right slot.
To the right side. Now the other way. Oh, he's got blockers. Kerry Curtis is going to get at least to the 10-yard line. Pulls his way to the 6. 9 seconds to go, and they call another timeout. North Medford to the 6-yard line with 9 seconds to play. Darren Gaston made the stop.
This is a fake dive into the line, move to the right, and then screen pass over to the left.
And look at the blockers out front.
Pretty blockers. I love to see those big linemen out there. Curtis got a little too aggressive. He got up too close to his blockers and then could have maybe picked up a few extra yards. But an outstanding play. They're down on the 6-yard line. Now Coach Rumry's got to make a big decision. He wants the touchdown, wants the maximum points, but he's only got 1 play left. 1 play left, and he's if it's a running play, time will run out on him. Or does he go for the field goal now? Big decision by Coach Rumry.
It's tough to see if Rumry's in the middle of that North Medford huddle. Somebody certainly is. And for the Ashland Grizzlies, Kitchell out there.
Hey, I see the red hat, Lou. He's down in there. You don't suppose he's making up these plays as he runs out on the field, do you?
He's got this little sketch pad out there. And, well, we were talking before the game. In fact, you were talking about how these teams do have rather sophisticated offenses because their programs don't begin with the school year. They begin in the summer. They begin nearly at the end of their previous football season. So they can be sophisticated and change things up and become a passing team when they've always been a running team, or become an option team when they've been a pretty straightforward team.
There's no question, Lou. Both Coach Nagel and Coach Rumley, they're working all year round on special plays. I'll bet you right now Coach Rumley has got about 4 or 5 plays that he's been practicing the whole time. Design, what am I going to run on the 6-yard line? And he's prepared. He knows what he wants to do.
9 seconds to go. Rolling right, passing to the left, and a great play by number 26 of Ashland, Micah Wolf, to knock it down. There are 4 seconds left, so North Medford will get another shot. That's a tough player for any quarterback, throwing across the way while you're running the opposite direction.
Rolling out to the right, stop. They're counting on that guy being wide open back there, and you're just not going to fool Ashland. They're right there in the play. Great job by number 26, Dolger of... Wolf of Ashland. Outstanding job. I don't know if O'Neill might have walked in on that one. There was a lot of room for him to run on that. He may be looking at it a little differently this time.
This should be the last play of the half with 4 seconds to go. Wants to throw again. Oh, and Brian Miller got a hand on it, but he had to turn the other way. It falls incomplete, and that is the end of the first half. The Ashland Grizzlies lead 18-7. Jerry Murphy standing on the sidelines with Ashland coach Jim Nagel.
Thank you, Lou. Jim, how did you like it so far? A little bit of a close call there at the end of the half.
Well, that's for sure. That had me awful concerned because that could have put them right back in the ballgame with their momentum back on their side. And I'm fortunate we held them out there.
One of the things we found most noteworthy was the amount of running plays by your offense in the first half. We think of Ashland as a passing team, even a deep passing team, but you kept it on the ground, and it worked well. What was the thinking behind that, Jim?
Well, I think we've got a great offensive line, and they do a fine job in the running game. David Buchanan and Casey Curtis is an excellent blocking back as well as a runner. So we felt like we got some things going on the ground game as well as the pass, and maybe looked to throw in a little bit of play action, too.
Finally, anything you want to emphasize to your guys at halftime, any adjustments you feel you need to make?
Well, I think the main thing we got to be concerned about is what happened last year. We were leading going in at halftime, and then all hell broke loose the second half. We got to make sure we don't have a repeat of that.
Okay, Jim, thank you. Good luck second half. Lou, we'll send it back up to you now.
Well, Jim Nagel brings up a good point because his team did have the lead going in at halftime last year and then kind of fell apart in the second half. And if history shows anything, at least so far this year, they've been behind late in the game, in the playoff games, and had tremendous second halves to win to advance here. So maybe that tide has changed as well.
Well, it's going to be interesting. Lou, we started this whole thing out saying it's interesting to see how the coaches are going to adjust. Now we've come to a key point where the coaches have to go in at halftime and say to the players, here's what we've got to do. You're going to block differently here. You're going to run this pattern differently. We're going to emphasize this a little more. And now the kids have to go out and execute. Emotion will play a great part of the second half, and then skill level is going to take over when it happens.
Well, we'll come back with our halftime report from Autzen Stadium after this.
Brought to you in part by Les Schwab Tires, serving the Northwest for over 30 years.
Just in time for last-minute shopping, it's Black Oak Pharmacy's half-price gift sale. Save at least half off on selected gifts for everyone on your list. A shoulder bag and scarf set just $8.88. Best carousel horses just $3.99. Or a travel bag just $9.99. This building block set is just $4.99. And a radio-controlled car is also $4.99. Cartoon classic videotapes just $1. A pen set just $4.99. And squeeze pets just $4.99. Save at least half off on great gift ideas at Black Oak Pharmacy in the Black Oak Shopping Center, Medford.
Everything to get you through winter is here at the Les Schwab side. The tires, the chains, the studs, the batteries. In snow tires alone, our biggest winter selection ever, including Snowflex, that Les Schwab exclusive. Chains, all types. For passenger cars, pickups, performance cars. No matter what you drive, if it takes a tire or a battery, at Les Schwab we've got it. In stock. Everything to get you through winter.
At Mox in Grants Pass, we know that trust is the most important ingredient in building and maintaining successful relationships.
As soon as I went to Grants Pass to Mox Ford, I tell you, it felt like I was visiting with a family.
I felt like he was helping us find a car that we could afford and that was right for us.
Mox in Grants Pass, a family tradition. Come to Mox for your next car or truck, for value and commitment you can trust. Home of the bottom line price.
Tired of your old office furniture? Then give yourself a promotion during the year-end office furniture sale at Trim. Stop into the new, expanded Trim Office Furniture showroom and save on office chairs from $99. Oak or walnut double pedestal desks from $149. So if your office furniture needs updating, save today at the year-end office furniture sale at Trim Office Furniture, 125 West Jackson, just off Central Medford. Now that's an office.
Live from Autzen Stadium, it's the Ron Tonkin family of dealerships halftime report with Lou Gallows.
And welcome to the Ron Tonkin halftime report here at Autzen Stadium, where the Ashland Grizzlies are leading North Medford here in the state title game, the 100th meeting between these two schools over a storied traditional history of high school football in the state. And we're happy to have in the booth with us the executive director of the OSAA, Wes Ediger. Welcome, Wes. Your first year, your first state title game as the head guy of the OSAA. Nice to have you here. Ed Burton and I have been talking all evening or afternoon long, and as we prepared for this game, about a number of changes that are coming in high school football. And the major one, of course, is the realignment of some of the 4A schools and leagues. Why don't you explain that
Right.
first?
Our board just met last Monday, and we had a realignment committee that made recommendations to the board Monday, and they did come up with a new recommendation that recommended that we go to 9 leagues at the 4A level. And then they did some other minor changes, some moving around of schools that had grown out of their category. And so we had all that to present to the board last Monday, and the board pretty well accepted what the committee had recommended on that.
Now, what you mean by schools that have grown out of their divisions is that some 3A schools have now graduated to the 4A level because of the size of their institutions.
Right, and that's a lot of the reason and the motivation behind the committee recommending the 9 leagues was because we have several schools that are right on the bubble of being too large for the 3A level, and so to accommodate that and to accommodate future growth, they came up with the 9 league recommendation.
Now, Wes, as you probably knew going in, not everybody was going to be happy with this. Some schools liked where they were, some didn't. Is this set in stone now? How does this work? Because I know some of the schools aren't real happy. Some are very pleased, I should say, too, but we hear both sides.
Well, these are people that are on the committee that are just like the people that are concerned about it. So they are superintendents and principals that are on the committee, and it's really hard to please everyone. But I think in the end, it's been a real positive response that we've had with it, and I believe that everybody is supporting it at this point in time.
Lou, one of the things that as a head coach at Oregon City High School, we have some really pluses and some minuses in regards to how it goes. We certainly recognize the importance of redistricting and what a difficult task it is. In our situation, we lose Canby out of our league, one of the tremendous games that we had year after year after year, and yet they go in and make up a new league of their own. Yet we're still with our Clackamas schools and the Lake Ridges and Lake Oswego, West Lynn and us. We're happy with where we are in our league. We're excited about the developments of the redistricting, and it's going to be a good year. We'll have some great things that happen out of it.
That was the big headline that comes out of your first year of being in charge of the OSAA. What are some of the other things that are going on in high school athletics in this, well, I guess, season of budget cuts, which we hear so much about, yet games like this still continue to draw and still continue to bring a good entertainment for folks throughout the state?
Well, I think with the school finance situation, Lou, that it's a situation where we're all going to have to adjust to it, and the OSAA is no different. We have our financial problems that we're trying to deal with, and hopefully down the road that our goal can be to try to have good enough crowds and raise enough money so that we can get more money in the reimbursement formula back to the schools that are in playoffs. I think that's one of the goals that I would like to see us try to achieve.
Okay, Wes, thanks so much for taking the time to join us. Tremendous first year. Nice to have you here. We look forward to seeing you for the basketball playoffs coming
Appreciate
up at the
what
Coliseum
you folks have done here.
and at Child Center. Wes Ediger, the executive director of the OSAA. And for a little bit more information on what the OSAA is all about, take a look at this.
And our cheerleaders do a rhythmical number in...
This year in Oregon, more than 80,000 boys and girls will participate in high school interscholastic activities, ranging from athletics such as football and basketball to non-athletic activities such as music and speech. The 68 state championship events and the contests which precede them are all conducted under the auspices of the Oregon School Activities Association, a nonprofit democratic organization created by the schools to establish uniform, equitable rules to govern high school activities in Oregon. Because of the personal and educational benefits of involvement in high school activities, national studies have consistently concluded that participation is extremely beneficial for students. The important role which high school activities play in the educational offerings in the state of Oregon has earned activities the title of the other half of education.
And the Ron Tonkin halftime report will continue from Autzen Stadium after these messages.
High school activities like track, football, basketball, and cheerleading are kept vital and alive by the OSAA, with a little help from U.S. Bank. In fact, these are the kind of activities we enthusiastically support.
That new car of yours is gorgeous. How could you afford a new Acura Legend?
Are you kidding? Apart from the moon roof, the anti-lock brakes, the Bose speaker system, and the leather interior, the price was the best part.
I hear luxury imports cost 40 to 50 grand.
Not mine. I drove away this '94 Acura Legend on a luxury lease from Butler Acura for $399 a month. Just don't tell anyone. My lips are sealed.
Butler Acura, Ashland.
Safe winter travel and good tire traction go hand in hand.
Oregon Tire makes safe winter travel easy. This week, pay nothing down, make no payments till springtime, and get nationwide warranty coverage at Oregon Tire's Safe Winter Travel Sale.
As a member of state and national dealer networks, Oregon Tire provides you with year-round warranty protection throughout Oregon, Washington, California, and the entire U.S.
Winter travelers get new tire safety with nothing down and no payments till springtime. This week at Oregon Tire.
For the novice or the obsessed, Al's Hobbies is the largest hobby shop between Portland and Sacramento. Al's Hobbies offers radio-controlled planes, cars, boats, helicopters, and sailboats, rockets, and kites. Al's Hobbies is Medford's family hobby center, offering full service by master hobby technicians. Al's Hobbies, 36 North Central downtown Medford, where the radio-controlled fun starts.
Welcome back to Autzen Stadium. The North Medford High School Band entertaining the Autzen fans here with their rendition of some Christmas holiday tunes. Well, this championship game is really only one of a series of championship games in high school football. Last weekend, the title games of all the remaining classifications, the other classifications in high school football. And for a wrap-up on those games and the winners, here's Ron Carlson. Ron?
Lou, the rest of the state's high school football championships were all decided last weekend, and there were some great stories to tell. We'll start with a finish to a tale and end with a tale about a finish.
The St. Paul Buckaroos brought a 40-game winning streak and 2 straight state titles into the 8-man championship match, but it didn't take long for the Wallowa Cougars to get their attention. This is Clint Johnson, dodging his way to a 68-yard score. That makes it 20-6 Wallowa in the first quarter. Wallowa head coach Terry Crenshaw said the players could cut off his 4-year-old ponytail if they won. So when he saw quarterback Travis Jones keep this one to himself and run it in, Coach knew St. Paul's winning streak and his ponytail were about to be cut. Wallowa won the 8-man title, beating St. Paul 48-18.
The dynasty went down today, and we were proud to do it. They were a good team, we did good today.
Tell me what it means to go get Coach's hair right now.
Great, great. I want to cut that thing off.
So Goss and his teammates pulled out the scissors and went to work. All in one day, the Cougars put the state title and their coach's ponytail in the bag. In the AA final, Vail in their 4th straight state championship, and they scramble off to a 7-0 lead here. That's Matt Jacobs keeping it to himself from 27 yards out. Vail, boy, were they eating crow all day in this one. That's Corey Mogg taking the screen pass, and he flies past every crow he sees. It's a 55-yard score. Vail gets its 3rd AA title in the last 4 years, beating Crow 20-6. In the AAA title game, Junction City and Sherwood in a scoreless battle until this. The Tigers' Justin Wilcox to Richard Milne, and he'll pack the mail for 35 yards to make it 7-0 Junction City at the half. Chris Carlgren is the Bowman's answer man. He cuts it upfield and runs this one in. Sherwood has pulled even at 7, and it stays that way until late in the fourth quarter. That's when Wilcox ends it with this run into the end zone. Junction City takes the AAA title with a 15-7 win over Sherwood. It was an emotional night for Sherwood head coach John Hackworth, who retired from high school coaching after 22 years.
It's time for me to go be with my girls and go do some fishing, some hunting, and get these holes in the stomach healed up. And somewhere down the line, somebody's going to want an old line coach. Maybe at the 7th grade, 8th grade level, because I love this game.
So the end of a long career for John Hackworth in Sherwood, and the end of a long tale for Terry Crenshaw in Wallowa. Lou?
And there's still one tale to tell, and that's the one here. And one of these coaches have similar stories to tell down the road. Who knows? You said it's a coach's game, and it's nice to see some coaches go out like that with some tears in their eyes and good memories of their careers.
Lou, I know Coach Hackworth really well, and what a sincere individual he is. I looked at the screen and watched him there. He's a man that's torn tremendously. He's got his family that he cares so much about, yet football is part of his life. I may give him a call. I might take him up on O-line coach.
A little illegal recruiting going on here at halftime.
No,
well,
it's adult recruiting.
Oh.
We're okay. It's okay.
Okay. The Ron Tonkin halftime report will continue. We'll have statistics and highlights coming for you after this.
Ah, Christmas. What a great time of year. Listen, if you've already spent your holiday money and still need winter tires, brakes, or whatever for your car or light truck, then just stop at Riverside Tire and apply for the Money Express card. Because right now, it's 12 months same as cash with minimum payments at Riverside. That's right, 12 months, same as cash. But hurry, this special Money Express card offer ends soon at Riverside in Medford and Grants Pass, where everyone wishes you a very happy holiday.
Whether facing the northwest cold, climbing to new heights, or hanging out by the fireplace, find perfect gifts at McKenzie Outfitters. The Chinchilla Patagonia Snap Tee is just $82. Acorn Polar Tech slippers are $24.50. Acorn sandal socks just $13.25. Stocking stuffers from under $10.
Have yourself a McKenzie Outfitters Christmas.
McKenzie Outfitters, 8th and Central, downtown Medford. Looking for the perfect gift? It could be right there in your house. Just take it to Frodsham's. They transform your pictures into season's gifts, into Christmas cards, personalized calendars, t-shirts, even old photos into framed treasures. Just take it to Frodsham's. The holiday picture place. Frodsham 1 Hour Photo. Ashland, Medford, Grants Pass, Klamath Falls, and Roseburg.
Tired of unbelievable car ads? Then come to Roe Motors GM in Grants Pass, where they're proud of their reputation to deliver true savings. Test drive their brand new bargain price 1993s. Save on these low-mile 1992s and 93s. No one sells these models for less, and they're backed by Roe's authorized GM service. When you write a check or make a monthly payment, frankly, it's easier on the pocketbook at Roe Motors GM in Grants Pass.
From all of us in Ashland, happy holidays, Southern Oregon and Northern California.
And welcome back to Autzen Stadium. North Medford has already come back out onto the field, kind of limbering up for the second half. Ashland has yet to appear, and when they do, they will burst through a gigantic banner set up at the 10-yard line. Here are the statistics from Value Mobile Homes, the first half, and you know, we've said this ad nauseum through the first half, the change of dimension for both teams, and the statistics that point out here, rushing, Ashland is the leader, and in passing, North Medford is the leader.
Lou, ad nauseum? Is that a football word? I'm not real familiar with that. We have said, we repeated ourselves a couple times. An interesting fact in the game, and it only goes to point out that Ashland's running game has kept the North Medford offense off the field.
Total yards nearly the same as you saw, and the one turnover, the turnover which led to North Medford's only score in the game. And so really their offense has been pretty well shut down by Ashland through the first half. Jerry Murphy's on the sidelines. Jerry?
Thanks a lot, Lou. Coach Rod Rummery, North Medford, what was your main message to your guys at halftime?
Well, first of all, they're just totally, completely out quicking us up front. One thing Ashland does defensively is they try to confuse you and get you to hesitate. That's exactly what we've done. We talked about it all week, but we're not getting off the ball like I think we're capable, and they're doing an awfully good job. I think what we got to do in the second half is so many times if somebody can change the momentum, funny things can happen. That's what we got to do right now. We got maybe we got something going at the end of the half. It's too bad we didn't capitalize, but if we can get something going like that, you never know what happens when you get them on the heels.
Okay, Rod Rummery, thanks. Good luck to you in the second half. Lou, we'll send it back your way now.
Okay, thank you, Jerry. Second half has not been a good half for North Medford, at least in the playoffs. They scored 29 points in the third period and 19 in the fourth, and that's cumulative points. But in the last two games, they have not scored at all in the second period, and they've only scored once, one touchdown in the fourth period. So they've got a tough road to hoe here in the second half, if history is any guide. But then if history is any guide, North Medford would be running the ball, and Ashland would be passing the ball, and we've already thrown that out the window.
Lou, I have such tremendous confidence in Coach Rummery. You talk about someone that puts enthusiasm into kids. Coach Rummery, I know what went on in that locker room right now. He's fired up out there. I could tell by watching him on the sideline with Jerry. He's ready. I mean, now if the kids will just go out there and perform. Coach Nagel, he's taking his time a little bit coming out. Maybe he's trying to calm his kids down and make sure that momentum that they gain from a big defensive play is going to help them.
Well, they've taken their time, and there they are. The Ashland Grizzlies leading 18-7 at the intermission. And you talk about Coach Rod Rummery and how fired up he was. Initially, our plan was as soon as they come out, we'll talk to the coaches right away. But he opted to go do some other things first, get down with his team, and then come back to speak with Jerry. What the viewers at home don't know is that we had to wait a few minutes for him because he did have to tone it down. Let's see what happened in the first half, the story of the game so far. Really, initially, a big turnover, which gave North Medford this opportunity to score early in the ball game. And you're taking a look at...
this is early in the game, Lou, with
Kerry Curtis.
Kerry Curtis breaking off one of the first offensive plays in the game.
And then later in the game, the quarterback, Colin O'Neill, keeping the ball, but look at the Ashland defense, quick to keep him from getting too far. Now Ashland has the ball. And that's Ashland quarterback Jeremy Steinman. The ball is fumbled. This is the big turnover we talked about, recovered by North Medford. That gave North Medford the opportunity to score what became their only touchdown of the first half, a 27-yard toss to Brian Miller. And barely 5 minutes into the game, North Medford enjoyed the lead of 7-0. But that was the last opportunity, or at least the last score for North Medford in this, the first half of the ball game. Here is the pitch to Casey Curtis for 38 yards, and he finds smooth sailing to the end zone, bowling his way in for the score. And the extra point, however, was blocked by North Medford, so North Medford maintained the 1-point lead. Here's that fumbled ball, the snap that hit Steinman in the face. Ashland was able to recover. And then the big play when North Medford's offense was shut down, they're forced to punt. Ethan Titus makes sure that they paid for that by taking the ball at his 48-yard line, taking 1-yard step back, then heading to the far side, and he had some smooth sailing down those sidelines.
Again, Lou, the kicking game. Everybody participating in the kicking game. The best teams that play, they never forget the kicking game. And, you look back at these highlights, a lot of kicking game highlights in this game.
48-yard return for the score there by Ethan Titus. Then you saw the extra point try, which did not go well. It was incomplete. There's Steinman with his 1-yard plunge. They tried another extra point here. Whether this was intended to be a fake, it's kind of tough to say. But at any rate, Titus picked up the ball, tried to scoot into the end zone, but was unable to do so here at Autzen Stadium. So that puts us where we are right now, shaky as it may be, 18-7. The score as we begin the third period. The Ashland Grizzlies leading the Black Tornado by a score of 18-7. And to begin the second half, the Black Tornado there will kick off Ashland will be on the right side of the screen and will receive. The question is, will we see them revert to what they did most of the season, become a running team, or will they become the passing team that we've enjoyed them during the regular season, or the running team that we've seen them today?
Lou, you pose a very, very critical element of this game. It's absolutely imperative that North Medford stop Ashland on this drive. It's very, very important for the Grizzlies to sustain a long drive and eat up a lot of the clock.
Our Tualatin Valley Building Supply kickoff for the second half, Ashland against North Medford. And Ashland will take the ball first. That's Emmett Markulis, and Emmett gets to the 34-yard line. Emmett Markulis, 5'8", 153 pounds, junior. And we'll call it the 39-yard line, I should say. All right, it is 34. I'm sorry.
You're right.
I was right the first time.
You're right there.
Jeremy Steinman scored one of those touchdowns in the first half for Ashland. This is Ashland's most prolific quarter in the playoffs. They've scored 57 points in the third quarter, more than any other quarter. That's Buchanugan. Buchanugan still on his feet. Buchanugan over midfield. Buchanugan to the 41-yard line in North Medford territory.
Lou, what tremendous line blocking and backs coming out of the backfield. There's a crackback on the top of the screen. There goes the pulling guard. There's Curtis out there leading the way with a great block. And Buchanugan is just picking the hole. He's finding that daylight area and really doing an outstanding job keeping his feet going, keeping his balance. Look for the same play coming back this way.
Titus in motion. Buchanugan straight ahead. This time nailed at the 38-yard line. Buchanugan before that carry, 10 carries in the game for 92 yards. And we've just begun the third quarter.
Lou, that was a tremendous defensive tackle by Ben Bagley, the defensive back. He came up and really took a good shot on Buchanugan. Buchanugan's hard to bring down.
Dylan Duran there looking to the sidelines to make the defensive call. And finally, he has to come out to readjust his helmet. The strap is not working properly, so a quick change for North Medford. Titus in motion. Play action. Steinman, those feet are jitterbugging. Now he's got some room. Steinman's going to keep it. He's close to the first down. In fact, had the marker not been moved, he would have smashed right into it. So we'll see if he made the first down. Brian Miller forced him out of bounds.
What tremendous presence by Steinman. He actually, as he drops back to pass, he feels pressure there, steps up, feels pressure again, steps around. Now he sees first down yardage. Tuck it away, get everything you can. Don't try to take on those big old guys, though.
Well, as it turned out, he made the first down, just barely. So first down for Ashland now at the 31-yard line. Second man through is Buchanugan. Buchanugan good for maybe 2 yards. .5'10", 170 pounds. 10 touchdowns in the playoffs. He leads all players. Now 12 carries for 97 yards in this game. And last year we saw more of him as a wide receiver than a running back. This year, because of the way things work,
Buchanugan does it all. My guess is he's put on a little bit of weight over the season and over the summer and gotten bigger. He's a tremendous ball carrier.
And
Look
there
at
he is
great
again.
Tackles.
Inside the 20, Buchanugan. Brian Dorsey, number 21, who incidentally with 10 interceptions this season, averaging nearly 20 yards every time he picks one off. But Ashland is not giving that defensive secondary a chance to pick off any passes because they're keeping it on the ground. Dorsey wrapping up Buchanugan there.
Just a little bit off the camera was a tremendous block downfield by Robustelli from the right tight end side. They're doing an excellent job from one end of the line to the other of the Grizzlies.
That too was good for a first down. Here's Buchanugan again. He doesn't get much there. 1, maybe 2.
You know, another thing, Lou, that I've noticed in the game so far, there's an awful lot of really good sportsmanship pictures going on out there. You see players from both teams picking each other up. You don't see the trash talk. You don't see the kids mouthing each other. These are two very well-coached teams that are really concentrating on the game.
Saghetti made the stop on the previous play. Now 2nd and 9, and now here's the pass. Steinman trying to hit number 7, Justin Anderson, but it was a little bit behind Justin, or was that Buchanugan? No, it was set. Justin is number 7, Buchanugan number 2, depending upon how they turn. Sometimes tough to see which number there.
Well, I remember a number 7 on this Grizzly team from a couple years ago, Chad Cota, just doing an outstanding job playing the college ranks right now. What a super game he had here 3 or 4 years ago in this same contest.
Steinman with 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen, and that's the direction in which he is rolling. Steinman hanging in there, but got hit just as he released the ball. Jason Robustelli, the intended receiver, but Steinman took a pop on that one.
Yeah, Lou, this is that play that we talked about earlier in the game where they bring 3 receivers out to the left side and stack vertically down the field. There was a receiver open down there, but Steinman is really being cautious. Finds a 3rd receiver, actually, in his option. Now we're going to see a field goal attempt.
So Steinman, number 18 on the sidelines, you see, and this one will be spotted at the 27-yard line. So a 37-yard try for Jason Robustelli. And the kick is up. It looks long enough, but it is wide. No good.
So close. That ball was close. Lou, you know now these college field goalposts that we have here at Ashland Stadium are 2 feet closer in on each side. So there's a 4-foot difference between these goalposts and a high school size goalpost. That ball just missed. That was a great effort by Robustelli.
18-7 our score. We'll take this time out and be back with more from Ashland Stadium after this.
Brought to you in part by Les Schwab Tires, serving the Northwest for over 30 years.
He breaks into the open. He's gone. He can Don't touch that phone. I'm watching the Bears here. It might be the Naumes guys. One more of the Kubotas.
Touchdown savings on Kubota products now at Naumes Equipment. Score on Kubota mowers, tillers, and generators, even Kubota tractors.
I sure outsmarted those Naumes guys this time. Who are these Naumes guys anyway?
Wintertime in Les Schwab country. Wet and wild. At Les Schwab, we have everything to get you through. A complete line of all seasons radials for normal winter driving. For snow country, heavy traction to deep digging studded traction. The latest in tire change, including the popular easy-to-put-on quick-fit change. In batteries, a full line of Les Schwab batteries, featuring Les Schwab's best, the Double Tough XHD. Winter changeover at Les Schwab. We do it quick, we do it right. Everything to get you through.
Josh Saghetti got to him, and now North Medford has the ball. First man through into the pileup for North Medford, gain of 2 yards. Jerry Murphy's at the sidelines. Jerry?
Lou, they're called the Black Tornado now, but they weren't always called the Black Tornado. They used to be known as the Tigers. They went up to Portland about 50 years ago, played a Portland team, and of course, Medford was dressed in all black, as always. They beat the heck out of that Portland team. The newspaper the next day said Portland beaten by a Black Tornado from Medford, and ever since that day, they have been known as the Black Tornado. So let's see if they can get back their storm surge here in the second half. Lou?
Thank you, Jerry. On the sidelines talking with the Black Tornado. There's the first sack of the ball game. Colin O'Neill unable to get away from the on-rushing Grizzlies. Mike Douglas nailed him for a loss on the play.
Mike Douglas, Lou, has been an outstanding player for the Grizzlies all year long. I believe he was an all-conference player. He's all-conference offensive guard, and just came up with a real key play there.
6 feet, 215 pounds, plays defensive tackle, and he plays right guard, and you are correct. He was on that first-team Southern Oregon Conference All-Star squad, as were 8 other players in this game.
Here comes the screenplay back to the other side.
Good blocking setup here.
Uh-oh.
Now it's a foot race.
Speed. That's Curtis.
Kerry Curtis tries to cut back inside. He's at the 30-yard line. Justin Anderson and David Buchanugan finally ran him down, but Kerry Curtis, with the big play on a screen that was set up, they ran it in the first half, got a little off of it, but this time they got a lot off of it.
That was an outstanding defensive play for a 54-yard screenplay. Tremendous pursuit by Buchanugan and Anderson. Anderson came up a little limping on it, and they may choose to go right at him right away.
Colin O'Neill says Curtis is hot. Let's give it to him again.
That was a big play that the Tornado needed.
Jason Robustelli and Justin Anderson stopping him there. That's Sean Clark, number 85. We haven't had a chance to mention his name, but he and Brian Miller go in and out shuttling in the plays. Clark's 6'3", 220 pounds, a senior, so he'll line up on the right side, the near side there, tight end. Right behind him, though, is Miller, so they're both in the game there on the near side. There goes Miller in motion. And this is Matt Davis. Davis breaks through. Davis is going to score.
And he scores. Touchdown, Matt Davis and the Black Tornado.
Well, we said it before. Matt Davis in the playoffs has been unbelievable. Davis scored two 68-yard runs and a 23-yard run against Willamette. He had a 69-yard touchdown run last week against Grants Pass, a 59-yard run against David Douglas the playoffs the weeks before.
Outstanding run right there. And Matt Davis, Lou, is only a junior. He's coming back. He's one of these young Tornado kids.
And add a 29-yard touchdown run, but then the extra point hits the upright. Well, we've had a little bit of everything in this one, and now we're back to a 5-point game. 18-13. We'll return to Autzen Stadium after this.
Did you know that while you're watching the Grizz bring home the gold, there's a home out there where the director of operations for Camp Creek Farms lives? She's a student in the ACE program at Ashland High School. Without ACE and Camp Creek Farms, she, along with her friends, would probably be somewhere else other than school. That's right, those fine Camp Creek Farms products that your family loves and enjoys in so many different ways are product of Ashland High School's ACE program.
And we're proud to bring them to you. So when you buy Camp Creek Farms, you're giving us more than just dollars. You're giving us a dream we wouldn't otherwise have.
Ross Johnston knows tires. Ross Johnston knows passenger car and truck tires. Ross Johnston knows mud, snow, and studded tires. Ross Johnston knows RV tires. Ross Johnston knows emergency road service. And most importantly, Ross Johnston knows exactly the tires your vehicle needs. Since 1954, Ross Johnston Tire Sales has been there for you. This tire season, go to Ross Johnston Tire Sales, 1896 Highway 66, Ashland.
Welcome back to Autzen Stadium. Ashland's lead cut to 5 by North Medford on the 29-yard run by Matt Davis. 18-13. Jerry Murphy had a ground view level of that one.
I just saw a tremendous block, Lou, by the left tackle, Steve LaCroix, number 71. He's a sophomore. He hasn't started any games until the playoffs because of that knee injury to Travis Christian that I talked about earlier. LaCroix has graded out higher than any other offensive lineman for North Medford since they've been in the playoffs, and what he did is he came across the field and threw that last downfield block that put Matt Davis into the end zone. Steve LaCroix doing a great job in his first extended time as a starter here during the playoffs. Lou?
Well, Ethan Titus, you just saw nearly break the kickoff. Let's take another look at Matt Davis's touchdown run, and maybe we can catch that block. A couple of good ones in there. Boy, it really sprung that hole for him.
Absolutely. There's the block right there, Lou, that we were talking about. Great job by Matt Davis.
We'll get a chance to take another look at Ethan Titus' kickoff return in just a moment, because he gives Ashland great field position. A great pitch by Steinman as he was hit to Buchanugan across midfield and into North Medford territory. Steinman hit just as he was about to release the ball, and as he was falling, just kind of threw his arm out there to get the ball to Buchanugan. Jason Mentier with the stop. Here it is again.
Lou, we can't emphasize enough. Every year we come to this game and see some great athletic plays. That was just a tremendous athletic play by Steinman. Someone had a hold of his foot, and he still makes the handoff for the play.
Buchanugan across the 45 to the 43-yard line. Well, North Medford trying to change the momentum in this game by coming up with a big score. Now it's up to their defense to maintain that momentum by stopping Ashland.
We have the same scenario again, Lou. North Medford has got to keep Ashland out of the end zone on this drive and then maintain a long drive of their own, or keep the clock in their possession.
Steinman to throw. Underthrown, looking to Micah Wolf, 5'9" senior there on the far side, right side. Josh Zaghetti providing the pressure.
Zaghetti comes up with a big play there. There was a receiver out there, but the pressure on the quarterback, he hit Steinman just as he was throwing, causing the ball to go a little bit awry. Big play for Mr. Zaghetti.
Wolf in motion at the top of the screen, hand off to the first man. Josh Dupuy made the stop. Casey Curtis. That's big. Travis Christian, number 75 there. All-conference lineman. Really hurt his knee and wasn't expected to get back into shape to be able to play, but boy, you can't hold these guys down in their final seasons of high school ball, especially when it comes to a championship game. So
showing a lot of emotion there too, Lou.
Seeing spot duty, shuffling in and out of that lineup. Now big play for Ashland and for North Medford, really. 3 receivers at the top of the screen. Steinman rolling that direction, lobs it out, intercepted.
There's another one for the Black Tornado.
Ben Bagley. He intercepted last week for a touchdown against Grant Pass, and now he takes it into Ashland territory. Only 4 interceptions in the regular season, but in the playoffs, that is his 3rd interception. Here it is again.
Pressure by a defensive lineman. Great effort by Bagley. Miller makes 1 block.
And now out front, Brian Dorsey, number 21, to lead him. That springs him around the corner. Dorsey with another block. Gets in the way of
another block.
Four blocks by Dorsey.
That's that guy that we thought was pretty small earlier in the game. He's not small. He's a player.
We'll be right back after this.
High school activities like track, football, basketball, and cheerleading are kept vital and alive by the OSAA, with a little help from U.S. Bank. In fact, these are the kind of activities we enthusiastically support.
My family owns a caravan, Dodge Caravan, Dodge Caravan. My family owns a caravan, and it's not a lot of dough. America's best-selling minivan, Dodge Caravan, Dodge Caravan. America's best-selling minivan, there's no safer one we know.
Visit your Northwest Dodge dealer and test drive the new Dodge Caravan.
And we're back 18-13. North Medford already over the ball, ready to go. That's Ben Bagley, who has picked up the interception to give North Medford the ball at midfield. And here's Matt Davis, who scored just a few moments ago, picking his way inside the 40. Big hit. Big hit by Todd Coffey, number 3.
Just put a lick on him.
But Matt is up, and a pickup of 10 yards on the play, and North Medford's Black Tornado is swirling. Davis now 9 carries, 77 yards. And another North Medford first down. We went to commercial after the break, and Coach Rod Rumry of North Medford didn't want that commercial. He wanted to keep going while the momentum was in his team's favor.
Oh, momentum is a critical part of the game.
Kerry Curtis, number 42. Met head-on by C.G. Fredrickson.
Well, looking at this from a coach's standpoint, I'd love at some time to be able to have a Kerry Curtis and a Matt Davis in the backfield, and then a 215-pound junior fullbacks to go with the bounce in. Now, that's a great combination.
No gain on the previous play. Matt Davis. Davis spins his way inside the 35-yard line to the 34. Jason Robustelli stopped it.
Got about 6 yards to go for a first down on this third down play.
Look at the lead blocks there by number 71, Steve LaCroix, to lead Matt Davis along his way. LaCroix, 6'1", 215 pounds. Pitch, that's Kerry Curtis. And he's going to score.
Tornado again.
Kerry Curtis, the leading scorer for North Medford, the Offensive Player of the Year in the Southern Oregon Conference. Big block there by Jason Geary to spring him, and then it was just a foot race over Todd Coffey, and Kerry Curtis has scored. Jerry Murphy quickly while we're waiting for the extra point.
Lou, I just wanted to emphasize that block by Jason Geary. I got a great look at it down here at field level. Just a crushing block, and I'll tell you, his nickname is Diesel, and I guess you can see why on that play. Diesel Jason Geary. Lou?
19-18, North Medford ahead by 1. Now they're going to go for 2 to try to make it a 3-point margin. Miller in motion. Wide open in the end zone. Jeff Costanzo. That was the play we saw earlier where you said he should be wide open, and this time he was. 21-18, we'll detail things after this. Here's a replay of it now. Costanzo.
Again, the motion going one way, power back the other way. Defensive back comes up to... Now, that play was set up, Lou, by a couple of runs that they had earlier in the series, where they would send the motion away, dive or power back into the opposite side. And as that defensive back came up to make the play, the receiver stepped right in behind him.
Costanzo starting on the near side and then working his way to the end zone, then going to the far side. And he was wide open. So now a 3-point game, 21-18, and North Medford, a team which, as we mentioned before, has had trouble in the playoffs the last 2 games, scoring in the second half. They did so this time, and now they have the lead. Ethan Titus. He's already returned a punt for a score, and here he goes again. Titus to the 40-yard line.
Boy,
Chris Oakes made the stop.
What a special team player for Titus. He just does all kinds of things for the Grizzlies. Offense, defense, kicking game, returning kicks. What an outstanding player for the Grizzlies.
Special teams have become so important in this game, what with missed extra points, going for 2, punt returns. Here's Buchanugan trying to kick it to the outside.
Lou, now really this is a very
make the stop.
Very similar play to what North Medford's been running. Kind of a start action one way and then counter tray. The old Washington Redskins used to run the counter tray. They still do, as a matter of fact. Grizzlies running it very well right there.
This is not a new position, though, for Ashland. In the playoffs, at least, they found themselves trailing in the second half in a couple of their ball games and just virtually blown out opponents in the second half. What a hit by Salade.
Bill Salade, William Salade, just come up and put a hit. There's another player in there.
Boom. Josh Dupuis there as well, number 59, but the combination of the two put Buchanugan on his back-a-nugan.
Exactly, and that picks up momentum. That gives the team a lot of fire when they see big defensive plays like that.
Third and short. There's Buchanugan. He has the first down. Buchanugan inside the 45-yard line to the 42-yard line.
Lou, we're seeing the Black Tornado the last couple plays now. They've stunted their linebackers. In this case, the linebacker stepped up and got blocked, and that opened a big hole for David Buchanugan.
45 seconds to go in the third quarter. Ashland with the ball, trailing 21-18. Steinman pitches to Buchanugan. Buchanugan with Casey Curtis out front. Buchanugan! He does find the holes. David Buchanugan.
Lou, this is a situation where the defensive end and the outside linebacker come up and wait for the play to get to them, and you just can't do that with David Buchanugan. When he's on the run, he's very, very hard to bring down.
Knocked out of bounds with 24 seconds to go in the third quarter. Ball spotted at the 13-yard line now. Steinman changing at the line. Pitch to Buchanugan. He's not going anywhere this time if William Salate has his way.
William Salate, another big defensive play. It almost looks like he listened to that quarterback changing the play and was right there on the pitch man.
And if he had just slowed him down, he had help coming. Rod Johansson was on his way as well, and that will be the end of the third quarter. The defense kicking in for North Medford there. North Medford leading 21-18. A three-point ball game heading into the final period. What more could you want from the state championship game? We'll return to Autzen Stadium after this.
Babies don't come with instructions, so it's nice to have somewhere to go to get some instruction before the time comes that you need it. So what we provide for them is just a 2.5-hour class that kind of puts it all together for them, what to expect with that new baby.
Having your baby your way is the only way at RVMC's Women and Children's Health Center. Call for complete information on our birthing suites and our educational classes.
Pear Tree, more than you expect.
The Pear Tree can now fill your plate with great food at new low prices with their all-new Value Time menu. Take your pick of a special selection of complete meals for just $4.95 or less.
Pear Tree, more than you expect.
The Pear Tree's Value Time menu. It's available every weekday from 3 to 5:30 p.m.
Welcome back to Autzen Stadium. Lou Gellos along with Oregon City head coach Ed Burton. We're through three quarters and momentum has shifted. At least it did for a moment as North Medford able to grab the lead in this ball game. But now Ashland is on a roll trying to come back and regain the lead. They've got the ball at the 20-yard line. Second down. Look at the run by Casey Curtis, bulling his way up the middle. Brian Dorsey finally stopped him, but Curtis has another first down.
Lou, Ashland is so tough in this area of the field. They do so many things and they do them so well, but it's like it's almost when they get down what we call the red zone, boy, they just smell the goal line. They're like crazy dogs going after that bone.
We'll call it the 6-yard line. First down, Steinman. And apparently he wasn't close enough for the first down, so he just dove in, and now he'll have the first down. Here are the statistics from Valuable Mobile Homes after the third quarter. Again, rushing yards heavily in favor of Ashland. North Medford has picked up the ground game as well. Total yards, not that much difference, just 20 yards. And those turnovers crucial for Ashland because North Medford has turned them into points.
Lou, it's 4th and 2 down here on the 4-yard line. This is a critical play. First down will give Ashland momentum, stop them, and North Medford will be flying high.
So Steinman's keeper was not good enough for the first down, so it is a big play. Todd Coffey making the tackle on the previous.
Fumble.
The ball is loose, and North Medford has it.
Got the fumble.
And look who has it. Big number 11.
Number 11's having a whale of a second half.
William Salade, he didn't make the hit. That came from Travis Christian. Boy, what a big hit. And then Salade there to make the stop.
Right there,
or
man
make the
on
ball
the spot.
recovery. Well, it's been a frustrating second half of the season, really, for Travis Christian. But, boy, what a big play he's made here with Ashland threatening inside the 5-yard line. He forces the fumble, and North Medford has the ball. We'll check in with Jerry Murphy after this play. Here's Matt Davis breaking it through past the 10, 15 to the 16-yard line. Jerry Murphy.
Lou, I just wanted to emphasize what Travis Christian has done. Remember, that right knee of his had a torn ligament in it. He had not played for 6 weeks. He was not expected to play to the extent that he isn't even on the game roster. If you look at it, his number and his name aren't even on there. But he is the emotional leader of North Medford, and I think he inspired a little bit on that play.
Well, perhaps in an effort to slow things down, to slow down the whirl of the Black Tornado, Ashland has called a timeout. So while North Medford waits, we'll wait too. The Tualatin Valley Building Supply scoreboard shows North Medford leading 21-18. We'll be right back.
At Crater Lake Motors, selling new Ford cars and trucks and the Valley's best selection of Ford program cars and used vehicles is just one of the many things we do. Our service department can handle the repair or maintenance of any Ford Motor Company product. We've got the finest technicians and most up-to-date equipment anywhere. Add to this our first-rate body shop and well-stocked parts department, and you've got the total package. An automobile dealership with great selection, low prices, and service second to none. Just a few reasons why Crater Lake Motors has led the way in Southern Oregon for 55 years.
Winter weather is tough on cars, but Ed's Associated Tire will soften the blow with the Winter Guard Pack. For just $19.95, Ed's Associated Tire will change the oil and filter, lube the chassis, check the battery, belts, and hoses, add antifreeze, and rotate the tires. All of this just $19.95. A small price to pay to keep you rolling through the winter. Ed's Associated Tire on North Pacific Highway in Medford.
Welcome back to Autzen Stadium. 21-18 our score. North Medford with the ball, leading. Miller in motion. Here's Matt Davis. Matt Davis has the first down, and he has more. Ethan Titus makes the stop.
Lou, here's something that has been a little bit noticeable to me. At each time when the ball changes hands, not very many Ashland Grizzlies leave the field or come onto the field. A lot of the Tornado change sides. So now we're seeing, I think we're going to see some freshness that on the Tornado team that maybe Ashland doesn't have right now.
Davis picked up the first down, keeping it on the ground. That's Kerry Curtis. Curtis.
Outstanding job of running the football.
Curtis with 1,276 yards during the regular season, following Jason Geary. Geary doing some excellent blocking for both Matt Davis and Kerry Curtis this afternoon. Darren Gaston finally hauled him down.
Number 56, Mike Healy, is the offensive lineman right down there with him.
Kerry Curtis, 6 carries in the game for 80 yards. Matt Davis trying to spring free. He's just kind of strung out along the line of scrimmage by 3 Ashland Grizzlies, led by Justin Anderson, number 7.
Another thing that was impressive on that play, Lou, after the handoff, here's Colin O'Neill out in front of the ball carrier blocking.
The quarterback.
Hey, this guy does it all. Colin O'Neill, very impressive today.
Look at Justin Anderson, number 7 there. Number 3, Todd Coffey in the defensive backfield for Ashland. There's Colin O'Neill. And O'Neill trying to flare it out to Sean Clark there at the far side, but unable to connect with his receiver.
Little play action pass there. It was set up really well. Again, pressure on the quarterback caused an errant throw. But
Jerry Murphy.
Lou, if you look at the left-handed quarterback, Colin O'Neill, you'll see a heavy wrap on that left wrist. He has a badly hyperextended left wrist, happened a couple of weeks ago, but he's in there playing, so a lot of tough guys on that field. He's doing a nice job despite the pain he's in.
It's Kerry Curtis stepping his way, and he looks to be a little short of the first down, although it will be close. Good second and third effort. Brett Summers and Mike Douglas finally able to stop him.
It'll be about 4th down and 2, Lou. Big decision time for the Tornado. A long one, and they're going for it.
8 minutes, 8 seconds to go in the game. The clock ticking. 4th down.
Now this takes courage, Lou. This takes courage.
The ball's in your own territory.
Coach Rummery right there. He's taking a chance right here, because if they don't get it.
Now the question is, was he drawn off? Flags fly in a remarkably penalty-free game, I might add.
2 things happen. Ashland jumps, but 2 Medford players move, and that could be a penalty on the Medford. They call it on the Grizzlies. That gives them a 1st down for the Tornado.
Here it is again. There's the Ashland player coming off. Now the whistles were blowing as soon as he encroached into the neutral zone, but it didn't look like he hit anybody. So
doesn't make any difference, Lou. They just have to cross the point of the football, and it's encroachment or offsides, whatever you want to call it.
That's exactly what it was then. Yeah. Good call by the officials. That's Ashland's first penalty. And boy, does it come at a crucial time, because it gave North Medford the 1st down. And here's Matt Davis. Davis trying to turn the corner, and he stopped as he tries.
A lot of yardage run sideways. They got to get that thing turned up north and south like they've done on the side. A lot of east and west running on that one. You see Coach Rummery shove him out there.
Do you think that there was a long count on that 4th down play, and that the idea was to try to draw Ashland off like that?
Absolutely, Lou. You're absolutely right.
Because the celebration of the North Medford linemen, as soon as they saw him jump off, they were jumping up and down like, it worked, we made it work. Yeah, and now, as you see, a little light rain beginning to fall here at Autzen Stadium, the sun going down, the shadows beginning to set in from the stadium lights, and you can see the field perhaps a little more slick than it was earlier, but not too slick for Kerry Curtis. Curtis inside the 25-yard line. Ethan Titus finally pushed him out. Jerry Murphy, I'd have to ask you now, how long has the rain been falling down there since we just saw it, and is it a factor on the field at this point?
Question number 1, Lou. It's been coming down now for a good 10, 15 minutes. I don't think it's a factor on the field yet. Again, this field drains very well. There's a system right underneath the artificial turf. The water goes right down through the blades of that plastic into a drainage system, and it's out of here. So it'll have to rain very hard for footing to become a problem.
This is the first time in the game where we've been able to see kind of the sheen on the artificial surface from our wider game camera. Now that the sun has gone down and the rain is continuing. 111 yards and 8 carries for Kerry Curtis at this point. Curtis came out of the game, as you saw. Now Matt Davis back as the 2nd man through, with the 2nd man in the backfield. Jason Geary, number 34, who has played a whale of a ball game on a blocking capacity for both Curtis and Davis. Geary gets his chance to touch the ball there and picks up a couple.
He's a big, stout young man. Not real tall, but he's over a 200-pounder.
5'10", 220 pounds. He's larger than any of the linemen that North Medford has.
Yeah, but he knows how to carry the ball.
That's right.
He probably was a guard, and he just didn't make first string there up in the alignment, so they moved him in the backfield.
The Ashland players holding hands here, a show of support for their defensive teammates out there in the field as North Medford is grinding away the yardage on the ground. Now Kerry Curtis. Well, we've seen North Medford revert to its strength. In the first half, we saw them pass an awful lot. Very uncharacteristic, but they're capable of doing that. And this, the second half, and with the lead now, they're keeping the ball on the ground, trying to run that clock, and they're doing a fairly decent job of it as we're inside 6 minutes to play in this ball game.
Lou, just a second ago, a couple of plays ago, we saw 2 Ashland players down on the ground. They're getting tired. Douglas and Summers are working. Tremendous job they're doing out there, but they've played the whole game.
3rd and 1, and the question is the spin good enough to get the first down?
That's going to be a close play. They got great penetration by Ashland. 4th down.
They've got about another yard to go, it looks like, from our vantage point.
We call this 4-down territory, Lou. They're going to go with a play, and even if they don't make it, they keep Ashland deep in their territory. But this is a time when coaches are a little bit nervous.
Brian Miller in the slot to the left side. Now he's going into the motion to the right. They usually follow him, and Kerry Curtis does. Curtis has the first down. He's spinning inside the 5. Curtis to the 4-yard line. Justin Anderson stopped him.
Kerry Curtis, Offensive Player of the Year, and this is just a perfect example why.
Curtis now 130 yards in 10 carries for Kerry Curtis, number 42, but you can't overemphasize the importance of the blocking in front when you're following 6'3", 205, number 81, Brian Miller, and 5'10", 220-pound Jason Geary. That hole was wide open, and Curtis took full advantage. From the 4, here comes Matt Davis. Touchdown! Flag. And I think they got 81 Brian Miller.
I think we got a holding penalty.
And I have a feeling we'll be able to see that, too, because it was right where the ball was going as well. Let's see. Holding. North Medford.
Lou, we were talking about the importance of those linemen up in front. Everything starts with that center snap. What a tremendous day of play by Jeff Richmond, number 51 for the Black Tornado, doing an outstanding job as the offensive center.
Watch 81, not on your screen yet, but
no, he's not.
It wasn't 81 at all. It was further to the right. I misidentified the athlete. Miller was out there, but had no one to block.
Offensive hold. Right there, we're going to do first down over.
Well, we've got a first down and goal to go at the little over the 11-yard line, Lou. But that's okay. It gives the Tornado another chance. But, of course, the touchdown would have been pretty special.
There's Kerry Curtis again.
There he goes.
Curtis, touchdown!
Now look at the Ashland laying on the field. They're just worn out, Lou.
C.G. Fredrickson tried to get him, but Kerry Curtis would not be denied. Curtis now has scored twice in the second half. He now has 141 yards in 11 carries.
Nathan Hawkins now is lined up to kick the extra point.
Nathan Hawkins, also the Southern Oregon Conference's all-star place kicker, and it's the story of this game. It is blocked. Number 4, Ethan Titus came in front of it. He's hurt, but the point isn't there. North Medford leading 27-18 back after this.
Teaching to me has been one of the most challenging, rewarding, frustrating, and fun careers that I could imagine. My name is Gary Gates, and I've worked for the last 20 years at Rogue Community College teaching anatomy and physiology. I feel like a master craftsman. I can take these people from the beginning and follow them all the way through. This is something I think that is unique to community colleges and provides teachers here with a very, very challenging situation.
SOS. The Big Four on Central has a serious overstock situation. With 4 new car franchises, including Honda, Pontiac, Suzuki, and Isuzu, program cars from General Motors and Honda, and hundreds of used cars and trucks, well, there just isn't enough room. We must sell cars and trucks to make more room. We'll sell new 93 Pontiac Grand Ams for only $198 a month. SOS. It's a serious overstock situation at the Big Four on Central. Through this weekend only. Lithia, Honda, Pontiac, Suzuki, Isuzu.
Here's the extra point try, and watch number 4, Ethan Titus, get right out in front of it. Got his hands on it just enough to deflect it, and the extra point try is no good. But a big, big series that time for North Medford, because North Medford faced 2 fourth down situations and went for it both times, and both times were able to convert, once by virtue of a penalty and another time by virtue of their own play. And now they have a commanding lead of 27-18 over Ashland. And now here's Ashland with the kickoff, and there goes Ethan Titus. Titus along the sidelines, but he steps out of bounds before number 21, Brian Dorsey, knocks him out.
Lou, a lot of credit to Ethan Titus. He's playing a whale of a ball game. He's returning punts. He's running the ball back on kickoffs. Right after he blocked the last extra point, he stretched out on the field with cramps in his legs. Now he turns around and does a great job of returning a kickoff down the sideline. Again, he puts the Ashland Grizzlies in great field position. 43-yard line is where they will start things, and now Steinem and Ashland might be figuring to go to the air a little more because they've got some catching up to do. That's number 32, Jason Robustelli, and Robustelli across midfield and into North Medford territory. Brian Dorsey out there providing the coverage. Now, Lou, we've seen, and we've talked about several times, North Medford went to the running game to rule the clock after they've scored their last touchdown. Now, Ashland's behind. We're going to see them go to their passing game, and that's what they really do well.
So you could almost say it's an act of desperation to go to the air to catch up, but it's not an act of desperation for Ashland, because this is the manner in which they excel unless they get sacked. Unless number 67, Josh Szigeti, gets in the way, and he's only a junior.
Szigeti again comes up with a tremendous defensive play. We've talked about him 2 or 3 times. Great effort by Szigeti.
That was a second effort, too, because Mike Douglas had him down. Szigeti got back up and kept coming.
Key play for the Tornado.
2nd and 16 now. Now they'll go with the run. Casey Curtis still going. And he has enough for the first down, or darn close to it. Brian Miller finally hogtied him.
Ashland is so tough, Lou. They just do everything. When you think they're going to throw, they run. When you think they're going to run, they throw. That's a great job by Coach Nagel mixing up his plays.
And as we mentioned earlier, Ashland has been in this position before in the playoffs where they've found themselves trailing and have had to rally in order to win and move on.
You know, Steinman really performs well right in these situations. You'll see him take charge of the team right now. Hustle them up, get them in the huddle, out of the huddle. He'll take charge right here.
Well, the effort by Curtis was good enough for the first down at the 36-yard line, 34-yard line, I should say. Now over the middle, that's Buchanugan. Buchanugan in between 5 defenders, North Medford in kind of a zone, and Ashland's taking what they're giving them. Brian Miller made the stop.
Such poise by Jeremy Steinman. Look at those feet. Oh, that's so pretty. What a great job by that young man.
Buchanugan knew right where to stop, too, right where he was in the middle of just about everybody there. The clock showing 2:50 now remaining in the game. Ashland is trailing. They need to score twice. Steinman sacked again, this time number 55, Dan Fenton. And number 59, I should say, Josh Dupuis. So that knocks Steinman and crew back, and they call a timeout to try to get things together with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to play, down by 9. And we'll return to Watson Stadium after this.
At Mox in Grants Pass, we know that trust is the most important ingredient in building and maintaining successful relationships.
I have never been treated so well by anybody as I have at Mox. They promise me something is fulfilled 100%.
Mox in Grants Pass, a family tradition. Come to Mox for your next car or truck, for value and commitment you can trust. Home of the bottom line price.
Ross Johnston knows tires. Ross Johnston knows passenger car and truck tires. Ross Johnston knows mud, snow, and studded tires. Ross Johnston knows RV tires. Ross Johnston knows emergency road service. And most importantly, Ross Johnston knows exactly the tires your vehicle needs. Since 1954, Ross Johnston Tire Sales has been there for you. This tire season, go to Ross Johnston Tire Sales, 1896 Highway 66, Ashland.
Welcome back to Autzen Stadium. The Ashland Grizzlies waiting to continue their drive. They're trailing 27-18 with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Steinman to throw. Feels the rush. Has a man out there. Great tip by Brian Miller to knock it incomplete. Robustelli was there, but the 6'3 senior, Brian Miller, number 81, knocked the ball away.
Lou, have we not seen some great performances today by a couple of individuals? Brian Miller has done everything.
And Steinman hit as he's throwing.
Zaghetti again hits him on the throw. Just a tremendous effort by individuals on these teams.
The Black Tornado with that grin, obviously leading 27-18. And there's Brian Miller. Plays the tight end position, really another lineman position, but then he's a defensive back. Or at least had the pass coverage on that play. In fact, he's watching Buchanugan. Steinman looking for someone. Now throwing back the other way. He has Buchanugan. Touchdown, Ashland. And that was not Buchanugan number 2. Rather, it was Todd Coffey number 3. And Ashland right back in this baby with 2:25 to play.
Boy, somehow that guy got out in the open. Either a blown coverage or just the second effort by Steinman left the guy all alone over there, wide open. Great job by Steinman finding number 3, Todd Coffey.
And then Coffey taking it into the end zone, and now we'll have the extra point try by Ashland.
A lot of strategy right here now. The
kick is up and no good. Jerry Murphy.
Lou, just a word or two about Ashland and the way the Grizzlies have been carrying themselves. You talked about their composure, the fact that they've come from behind a lot of times this season. But I've been keeping an eye on their sideline since they've gone through this bad stretch in this game. No pointing fingers, no hanging heads. Those guys are still confident. They believe in their system, they believe in their talent, and they believe in their coach, Jim Nagel, and just the belief that he's instilled in them. So obviously it has paid off, and they've still got a chance with 2.5 minutes left. They're doing a great job.
So with the extra point falling, it's 27-24. Ashland gets a field goal.
The tie.
And it'll be a tie game. And we might add that should this game end in a tie, there will be co-champions.
Co-champions, no playing it off. I'm not sure you know, that's not my favorite way to do it, but at the same time, I understand the concept. I just like to see it decided. Now, we've talked several times, Lou, about the Ashland kicking teams. Right here is an opportunity for an onside kick, and you can see the Black Tornado lined up for an onside kick. I would bet that Ashland comes right out of this huddle, putting the ball on the ground up here close. The ball has to roll 10 yards for it to be an onside kick and can be controlled by the kicking team.
Here it goes, the way North Medford's been running the ball. It's no surprise to see this. The ball bouncing around, picked up by a North Medford player. He falls to the turf, and North Medford will have the ball with 2:24 to go. So now the ground game of North Medford will try to run out this clock. Here's another look at the onside kick.
That ball was running, that ball was floating around there for a second.
It was up in the air, that certainly was.
Lou, if we, as we look at the scoreboard right now, one of the key factors that come out on the scoreboard are timeouts remaining. North Medford has all 3 of their timeouts. Ashland just has 1 timeout left.
Here's Matt Davis. Matt Davis to near midfield to the 49-yard line.
If there's ever a time in the game, Lou, where North Medford needs a first down, it's right now. They've got to get the first down.
Darren Gaston and Miles Rogers with the stop will make it 2nd and 6, and we're inside 2 minutes. And Ashland, you just saw it click to 0. Ashland has just used its final timeout. So they've stopped the clock because of North Medford's running game, but now they have no more timeouts to stop the clock anymore.
Now, Lou, if they're with 2 minutes left to go in the game, and it takes approximately 30 seconds to run a play. 30 seconds. That's 4 plays. So now that Ashland cannot stop the clock, all North Medford would need to do is get 1 first down, and the game's over. Because then they can kill the clock killed the play, dropped down to one knee, and there's not much that Ashland can do.
Once again, the game living up to all the billing that we had hoped for a state championship game. Two teams meeting for the 100th time in their storied school histories. It's for the state title, and it's a 3-point game as we head into the final 2 minutes. And Ashland's going to need a turnover. They're the team that has been turning the ball over, and it led to a couple of North Medford scores. Now they need one in order to get the ball back and a chance to at least tie the game or perhaps win it. So the Grizzlies have their jobs cut out for them. I want to take a moment to thank a couple of our buddies in the booth here, Erica McDonald and Aaron Smith of Ashland High School, serving as our spotters. We want to thank them. They're rooting heavily here for Ashland to try to get the ball back. In the meantime, our statistician, B.G. Gould of North Medford, hoping things go the way they are already going. Thanks to all three of you for joining us today and helping us with the coverage this afternoon. Kerry Curtis, the ball carrier there, across midfield, now 1:50 and counting to go, and time definitely a factor for the Ashland Grizzlies. Mike Douglas and Miles Rogers made the stop on the previous play. That's Kerry Curtis coming out.
Lou, I remember a couple of years ago when Roseburg was here and should have won the game. Coach Thurman Bell was going to cut his hair off. In this game, the Black Tornado, they've already cut their hair off. Coach Hudson has an earring in his ear because they're here.
Now another penalty flag on the play. That will stop the clock with 1:22 to go. And Ashland approaching. That'll move the ball another 5 yards.
All they've got to do is break the plane on the point of the ball, and it's offside. And Ashland gets up there so close that they can't move far.
And that was a big play because, as you saw, the referee there, Carl Heisler, motion. It gave North Medford a first down.
And he wound the clock up. Stands there in the middle of the field. The clock's running.
1:10 now to go in the ball game.
This all the Tornado has to do is
they don't even have to. They don't have to try to gain any yards now. They just have to fall on the ball.
He's taking his time. Colin O'Neill is going to get right down to the last second, and then
hand it off.
Hand it
to
off.
Kerry Curtis.
You see, cover that ball up with both arms. Don't let anybody get their hand on it.
45 seconds to go, and now they're beginning to hoop it up in the North Medford sideline.
One more play, Lou. That's all they've got to run, and it's all over.
The North Medford Black Tornado, a power in high school football in Oregon, now beginning to celebrate as we approach the 25-second mark. This perhaps the last play of the game, and North Medford will win its first state title of the 90s to go with the state titles they won in the 80s, the 70s, the 60s, the 50s.
It's all over, Lou.
And the 40s. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. You can hear the crowd chanting it down. North Medford, the 1993 state champions, have defeated previously unbeaten and top-ranked Ashland.
Somewhere down there, Lou, there's a real big Roman singing a song, and it's all over.
To 24, the North Medford Grizzlies. There you see some of those pre-game haircuts. There's Coach Hudson getting a hug on the left. He made a bet with his team that he would have an earring if they made it to the title game. He had that earring in today. There's the Rumry in the middle, hugging his quarterback. Number 17, Colin O'Neill. I know Jerry Murphy's somewhere in the middle of that. Well, there's Jerry. Jerry, go ahead.
Thanks a lot, Lou. I have Kerry Curtis with me, and Kerry, I'd like you to start off, just talk about the second half and the way this game turned around.
Oh man, we came out fired up. We were down in the first half. We knew we had to get the job done. We knew we could do it. We came out here, we did everything perfect. Oh my God, this is the greatest moment of my life.
Let's turn around this way, Kerry, and face the camera up there in the distance. Talk about what happens with a football team when momentum is not on your side, but gradually it turns around and it snowballs, because that's what happened today.
We smile at adversity. We love adversity. We get right after it. We had a lot of adversity that first half, and we came out in the second half when we got after it. We love this. This is the greatest moment of our lives. We'll never forget it.
Okay, Kerry, I'm going to talk with Colin O'Neill, the quarterback, right now. Thanks. That was Kerry Curtis. Colin O'Neill right now embracing one of the assistant coaches. Colin, I think he's getting hugged by his mom right now. Okay. Colin, congratulations, first of all. What I'd like you to talk about a couple of years ago, when a lot of you seniors were sophomores, you went through a pretty bad season, but that kind of set the stage for what's happening now.
When we were sophomores, we got kicked around and we got disrespected. The people ran up and score on us because I guess we couldn't handle it when we were sophomores. We're just giving it back to them all right now. No one ever had respect in us all year, even though we were kicking butt all year. We finally earned our respect, and this is the greatest feeling I've ever had in my entire life. We played like a team the whole game. We never gave up, even when Ashland got ahead in the first half. We never gave up. We came out, we won, and we deserve it more than anyone in the whole entire state. We're number one.
It's been a long time since North Medford has beaten Ashland. I think 8 straight meetings Ashland had come out on top. This has been a long time, not just the championship, but getting your get back on Ashland.
I've never met so many cocky people in all my life in Ashland. I hate living right next door to them. They say they're going to kick our butt every single week. They go on TV and say that they have no respect for us. They can score on us at will, and they can just eat their words right now. We're number one.
All right, Colin O'Neill, very strong words, and with that, we'll send it to break. We'll be right back.
Just in time for last-minute shopping, it's Black Oak Pharmacy's half-price gift sale. Save at least half off on selected gifts for everyone on your list. Men's or ladies' gloves, just $2.99. A clown bean doll, just $3.99. Or a 40-piece socket set, only $3.99. This super jet plane is just $4.99. And a toy talking camera is also $4.99. Fashion watch is just $9.95. A microcard calculator, just $1.99. And earrings, just $4.95. Save at least half off on great gift ideas at Black Oak Pharmacy in the Black Oak Shopping Center, Medford.
We were coming home from the game. They said the guy was drunk. He came right at us. He said Steve died instantly. I thought I was a lucky one. I survived. That was before I started talking to the insurance company. I mean, the other guy was drunk. They still want to argue.
Call Black, Chapman, and Weber and make the guilty party pay for your pain and suffering. Your initial meeting is without obligation, and they charge no fee unless they recover benefits for you. Black, Chapman, and Weber. Our number is in the yellow pages.
It's home for the holidays at Larson.
It's a season for giving.
And this holiday season, when you buy from Larson's, we have this gift for you, a $250 grocery coupon book.
And our stores are loaded with great gift ideas.
Larson's Furniture has lots of beautiful recliners. They make great gifts. And so do these handy Nintendo chairs, and they're only $39.
So choose a gift from Larson's to put under your tree.
And the $250 grocery coupon book is free.
Home for the holidays at Larson's.
Jackson County Title has been serving the Rogue Valley since 1885. Over the years, we have found innovative ways to better serve you. We were the first company to dedicate one title officer for lender business, important in today's market when so many are refinancing their homes. We were the first to offer an exchange department and an experienced escrow officer as an accommodator. Jackson County Title has combined innovation, expertise, and service to better serve you. Trust Jackson County Title. You're entitled to the best.
Stadium, Channel 2 Sports presents the postgame show with Lou Gallows.
Or perhaps the Revenge is Sweet show. Who knows what they call it in North Medford. They lost 2 games. The 2 games they lost to Grants Pass and to Ashland. And then in the playoffs, the semifinals, they avenged the loss by beating Grants Pass. And then in the finals, they avenged the loss by beating undefeated and top-ranked Ashland. The North Medford Black Tornadoes set to get their championship trophies. And while we're waiting for that, let's join Jerry Murphy down on the field. Jerry?
Thanks a lot, Lou. With me, number 75, Travis Christian. Number 81, Brian Miller, Coach Rod Rubber. We'll start with Travis. Travis, that bad knee injury 6 weeks ago, nobody expected you here. You came in and made a big impact in this game.
I didn't expect to be back myself, but all I wanted in life, I wanted to walk off the field my senior year knowing that I contributed to the win, the state championship win. I knew all along that North Medford could make it, and I knew when I went out that the only thing I wanted in life was to be back and be part of it. I got my opportunity, and whew, it feels good.
All right, we're going to talk with your senior compatriot here, Brian Miller. Brian, you also had a big impact early in the game, a touchdown catch. and in the second half, just your defensive play and your overall presence on the field. But talk a little bit about what made this game turn around so quickly, because once you guys got it going, things really went in North Medford's favor.
I think it's just a lot of belief within our team. We got together there, and we just kind of told ourselves that we can do it. And I mean, because we've done it before, we can run over Ashland, and we just finally put it together as a team and worked together, and we got it done.
Last thing I want to ask you about is your head coach, Rod Rummery. He seems like a fairly emotional fellow, kind of tightly wound, but at halftime, when things weren't going well, what was he like in the locker room at halftime? Did he get on your...
Oh, no, he came in there, put his hands on his knees and said, "This is the fun part now. We've been through the hard games. Now this is just the easy game. Let's just get out. We've been together all this time, and all we need to do now is just put it together for that second half, and we'll be on top."
Okay, I should tell you, just while Travis was talking, Rod Rummery got the Gatorade bath. He's about 20 yards away from us. Okay, we're going to send it back up to Lou Gellos up in the booth now.
Okay, thank you very much, Jerry. Rod Rummery, North Medford. You know, it's tough to realize sometime with all the football that we see on television, the college games, the pro games. You don't see that many high school games on television, but these are 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, and this is the largest moments in their lives to this point when they face each other in a championship for an entire state. There are the winners and there are the losers, as you see. 2 years in a row now, Ashland has been ranked #1, virtually wire to wire, come to the title game and suffered their first loss in that game. But North Medford, #3 out of its own league, the Southern Oregon Conference, defeated the 2 teams that finished ahead of it in its own conference and did it in the semifinals and finals to win the state title. It's been a very enjoyable season for Ed Burton. We thank Ed for joining us once again. We hope you don't have to be with us next year. That would mean you're in the state final game, but if you're not, we'd love to have you back. We'd like to thank Jerry Murphy on the sidelines, and then salute all the high school athletes from throughout the state of Oregon for an outstanding season of high school football. You've seen it in your local markets all year long, and as our salute to them, we bid you goodbye with this final video look at 1993. Thanks for joining us, everyone, for the OSAA U.S. Bank State Championship game. I'm Lou Gellos. See you next year.
It won't be long.
Airport Chevrolet Geo is more than just a new car dealer. More selection. More than just low prices. More than just ordinary service. More NPC vehicles than anybody in the Pacific Northwest. Airport Chevrolet Geo. New Chevrolet Geo National Program cars. Even trucks and vans. Airport Chevrolet Geo searches the West for the best NPC vehicles and brings them by the truckload to Medford, Oregon. Airport Chevrolet Geo. When you want more. Middle Road, Medford.
A friendly message about recycling from your friends at Ashland Sanitary Service. Who can recycle?
Anyone who would like to.
What garbage is recyclable?
Newsprint, aluminum, cardboard, motor oil, and metals.
Where is recyclable garbage taken to?
Ashland Sanitary Service provides weekly curbside pickup. Simply sort recyclables and place alongside garbage.
Why bother recycling?
To reduce waste going into landfills.
Pick up on recycling, brought to you by Ashland Sanitary Service.
High school activities like track, football, basketball, and cheerleading are kept vital and alive by the OSAA, with a little help from U.S. Bank. In fact, these are the kind of activities we enthusiastically support.
The jackpot is growing, and you could be Oregon's next Megabucks millionaire. Play Megabucks today for over $6 million at any Oregon Lottery Service Center.
This game was brought to you by OSAA and U.S. Bank.
Welcome to the Heisman Trophy Award Show, presented by Wendy's.
The Heisman Trophy. It stands alone for